say quick give, it's the people's debate. It's the people's debate.
Are we on the air?
People. All the glory and all the praise goes to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. This is the People's Debate. It is Wednesday, July 30th, 7:43 Central Time. Tonight we talk football, and yes, my friends, we are live. I am your host, but the ones that make the show, I am joined by this distinguished, beautiful panel of brothers I got. I got the sports mailman to my left or right, depending on how this looks. Bottom over here, we got the sheriff, the genie, man by many names, Jalen West. And over here, we got the always controversial guy right down in that corner, Mr. White T. Cody. Thank you, everybody that's here now. Much appreciation to you all. Be sure to stick around because, again, we have a lot to talk about, mainly on NFC West. We're going to do a breakdown. We're going to talk about what we agree, disagree on. Did these teams get better? Will they fit the over-under? Who's going to win the division and why? All that and more later on in the show. Make sure if you are here and you're not linked up, you like the damn video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn that notification button on. How about that? Because I have a feeling we're going to be going live. Well, the show will be going live more often than not. So make sure you're linked in. Again, love and appreciation to you all. And yeah, here we are. Fellas, how you guys doing?
Shoot, I'm doing great, man, knowing we're going to have some form of football by this time tomorrow. Finally, we're almost there. We are almost there.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Life been lifing. You know, I've been trying to load up my schedule so when football season starts, I have more availability. But other than that, like Joe said, around this time tomorrow, all of our problems will be gone. So that's good.
Cody, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing all right. My day got better this week. We have a guest back on the show. Not guest, should be full time. Glad he's back. So we're gonna have a little more mix up today. So I'm looking forward to the show even more, man. I'm ready.
If Jalen's on, it tends to get more spicy, and we like spicy over here. All right, we like the debate.
Bang, bang.
Whenever, eventually, like the more we're on, when you start, especially if you hit us with a good point, good counter strike, boom, dude, you got to hit the bang bang on us.
Are you talking about
let everybody, you got to let us know, like, well, there goes your argument. But yes, I agree. I second with Cody. It's good to have Jalen back on the show. Like you said, like Joe said off air, you probably are Employee of the Year, dude, huh? Or does everybody at your job? I know it's different. Does everybody do what you're doing?
No.
All right, they're probably confused. Like, you want to work how many hours?
To me, it just makes sense. I just rather just crush one day and just get it over with than do like multiple days of 8 hours. I'd rather just do like 3 days of 16 hours. Just the math puts you where you're going to get more time off than you're working. The math is going to math at the end of the day. So it just makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you thought it through, dude. Yeah, for sure. Real quick. Got Brandon in the house. Thank you for being here, brother. I made it on the NFL Network today. Did you really?
That's
this one of Well, we don't know if that's dope or not.
Oh,
Is that true?
Or was it a troll
One.
comment or something where they make
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
fun?
knowing
want-
him, he probably said something trollish, and that's what he got on.
See, this is why we don't like it's like a hate comment or something like that. And that's Brandon Hallam. Well, he is a faithful on the show, and we appreciate you. But yeah, give us the detail on what you're talking about. But before, of course, we go into our NFC. Hold on. All right, here we go. Was trying to say,
okay,
hey,
okay.
and Jaden Higgins was having an interview right in front of me. Okay. Houston
Hell yeah.
Texan fan. Dumb here. But yeah, the people that are still here, again, make sure you stick around. We have a juicy conversation, discussion / debate, depending on how it goes. I don't know what these guys' records are. These guys don't know my record, so it can get spicy. So make sure you stick around. Before we get into our NFC West talk, of course, we have our own Joe, the sports mailman. Please, Joe, take it away. Come on, dude. What are we doing? But
Nah, it's all good,
I'm
man.
not the mailman. What are we doing here?
So fresh news right off the presses, getting delivered into y'all's mailboxes right away. Trey Hendrickson finally ended his holdout, which now we're calling it a hold in. He showed up to practice, not practicing, but he is with the D line guys. So now he's at least in camp now. So at least we're a little bit closer.
He just didn't want to get fined anymore. That's all.
Yeah, he was getting fined $50K a day for not showing up to work. Imagine that, $50K for a normal person. That's almost like their average salary for the whole year, and he's just over there. $50K, those fun coupons. Boom, boom, boom. Who cares?
Well, also the amount of money he's making is more than most people make in their lifetime too. So
Yeah. Yeah. What's up, Jose? Jose with a little comment here. I'm
Put
gonna
him
throw
in
it up
there.
here real quick.
yeah,
So
well, you
Bengals
got to
front
read it.
office-
Yeah.
Oh, my
Read
bad. I was reading it in my head.
Right.
Bengals front office one step closer to getting bailed out for being cheap. Yeah, I'm like, hopefully, but they need to sign Trey somehow, some way, maybe a 2-year, 3-year deal, nothing too long. But moving on, another guy that ended his holdout, but he's another guy who's doing like a hold up. Terry McLaurin showed up to the Commanders camp, so that's a good sign. We were talking about him last week with the Commanders that he's a big time piece that hinders on how they're going to do. So with him back in the fold, hopefully they can work out, a contract for him in the future.
Real quick, Jalen, you had a lot of hot takes about Scary Terry. I wish you were on last week about NFC East, but with the whole Scary Terry drama, what do you think happens?
I think that.
Now, what do you think that should happen? I know we all agree on what should happen. What do you think happens?
Like, does he get a contract?
Yeah, you tell me. Like, he gets a contract. They go without him for a couple. You tell me, dude. I want to know your thoughts.
Well, here's the thing. They need to give him a contract. He's deserving of it. Again, he's been their offensive focus for the last 4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
So he deserves a contract. 2, if they don't get him a contract, like if they start the year without him getting a contract, after the first 2 games, they're going to give him a contract because they're going to lose.
Yeah.
That team is not going to win without Scary Terry.
Right.
He's been the heart and soul of that offense for the last 4 years. So Debo's not going to make that train go. Jaden Daniels, he's in good position with Scary Terry. So, but still 1,500 yards, even if he doesn't play the first game.
What? Oh, okay. See, all right. Okay, let's act like that didn't happen. But that's a hot take. Okay, sure. When it comes to Scary Terry, if they don't make something happen before the first regular season game, that's most likely than not that they're gonna be looking for trade partners, correct? 'Cause if it gets that close, there's no way you plan on getting him as far as the money. We talked about it, I think, last week or the week prior. And Jalen, I want to hear your thoughts on it. It depends on what that number is, because I bet you Washington wants him to come back. Of course.
Yeah.
I believe they know that the offense does. Of course, they got a quarterback now, but like you said, it runs through Terry. Now, for that dollar amount, we saw a couple guys around his age bracket get paid a certain amount. He wants more than
Yeah.
that. He wants more of DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson,
Yeah.
a
So
guy
look, so
that's
there's a,
turning 30. How do you think that shakes out? He's not going to
yeah,
probably
so
get paid that
there's
much.
a comment that Jose just put in there, so I'm gonna put it up right now. So from Jose, Scary Terry deserves more than DK's 33 million a year. So I think that's where he's looking at possibly. So uh are they gonna willing to pay that? Hopefully so, because they have Jaden Daniels on that rookie contract. What I've said in years past is if you have a rookie quarterback, pay your wide receiver or tight end, your best pass catcher, almost 30, 40-ish million if they're worth it for their quarterback, because you're not paying a quarterback right now. So pay the guy when you can right now and try to get the most out of that window when he's not getting paid that much.
That amount of money, though, for a guy that might be out of his prime in the next 2-3 years.
But there's no evidence to say that
That's right.
he won't have a longer tenured prime than the average or the normal of what we're used to seeing. He's not injury prone. He has no history
Yeah.
career wise of any heavy injuries.
Right.
He hasn't took a step back when he got all these different quarterbacks. Even Jaden Daniels, he had the most touchdowns of his career last season.
Yeah,
so even
that's
him turning 30, again, if an organization is willing to have their guys back and to say thank you, why is Cortland Sutton getting the money? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why is DK Metcalf
But
again?
Cortland Sutton, there's different. That's where I'm falling, because Cortland Sutton deal, I would say duh, because it's not 30 million a year, but that's not what Terry wants. He wants a DK Metcalf, a younger guy. But I agree with every point you made, Jalen, especially he started late. As far as like he's about to turn 30, but he doesn't have these multiple years of tread on his tires, if that
Right.
makes sense. So
Right.
I see it, but it's just giving a guy more than 33 million a year that's about to turn 30. It as the organization, as a business, forget what he deserves. We all agree on that part. I get it why it's a tough
Pay him now and then reevaluate it when it comes time to pay Jaden.
Yeah, because if you sign him a 4-year deal, Jaden still has 4 years. Well, that fourth year will be his fifth-year option. So then by that time, you'll possibly have another young wide receiver in the fold that you can pair with Jaden for the long haul.
Okay. Hold on real quick. Let's bring some comments up. There's a lot of areas they can make cuts and savings that aren't
That's
on
probably
Terry.
true.
Yeah. Y'all are right. It's just I kind of get why the hesitation's there, just because of the age. But
Yeah, I
Jalen, you're
wouldn't. I
right. There's
wouldn't.
no injury history. I give you that.
Yeah,
If
I
Terry
would
gets
pay him.
if Terry gets a bigger payday than DK, he'll be the fourth highest paid wide receiver in the league behind Chase, Jettas, and Lamb. Oh.
Yeah, but by the end of it, he'll be back down to like 10, 12.
Yeah.
Good. Terry's 26?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
see.
Hey, Jose, what the heck are you talking about, dude? No, he's not.
Jose.
He's like 28, 29 years old. I think he's 29. Terry's 26 is prime one.
I think he's 29. Hold on.
29.
I think he's right.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
29.
Maybe
Yeah,
the
he turned
6 and the
30
9 was
September 15th.
right. I remember hearing that. But nonetheless, let's get off of Terry. We all agree he deserves to get paid, especially just by Washington, and Washington paying all these other guys, Debo, Von Miller, and all that. It's kind of a given.
Yeah.
Will it happen? I think if it doesn't, yeah, all these people that are high on Washington, look out.
Yeah. But moving on from one scary thing to another scary thing, the Raiders release Christian Wilkins in a bizarro move, saying that they wanted him to get surgery on his foot when he was wanting to rehab it. And then news is coming out that supposedly he was kissing teammates on the forehead. I don't know what craziness is going on. He was once a teammate of, Deshaun Watson and Clemson. So maybe that Clemson locker room wore off on him. So I don't know what's going on with the Raiders and Christian Wilkins.
I have no thoughts, but a lot of the videos that have came out on Christian Wilkins doing some very suspect things on the field, it's kind of funny. But you guys,
I
if y'all
read
got
I
anything,
read some report that he was also supposedly like tickling teammates' feet and shit.
whenever he's mic'd up, you could kind of see this coming.
Yeah,
He's mic'd up. He is hilarious. He's a hilarious guy, dude. But sometimes people take it too far. Clowns.
Yeah, just
Christian-
not the place for sports. For football, not this. Yeah, this is
A
not
big
it.
guy like him. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fair. Christian Wilkins about to kiss Vrabel's forehead and become a Patriot. We'll take him. I don't think Vrabel will take kindly to getting kissed on the forehead, though.
is he still injured or what?
From what they were saying, that he said that he was just trying to rehab the foot. They wanted him to get a surgery, so I think that might have been like their way out of that, for him not to be causing the locker room to go wild. And I was kind of surprised, when news came out that they were releasing him because of that. I was like, well, what are they doing? Like, just let him rehab and do what he needs to do to get back on the field. Then all this other stuff's coming out saying, oh, this is the real reason why. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's why.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so moving on, man, to some other injury news, possibly. Ravens tight end Isaiah Likely, who was poised for a good breakout, has a foot fracture in his foot and is going to be out for at least 6 weeks. The Ravens haven't ruled him out for week 1 just yet, so there's a possibility he can be back by week 1. That was unfortunate. I thought he was going to take over the tight end 1 position over Mark Andrews, so we're going to have to wait and see with that.
A foot fracture, he's not going to be back by week 1. But y'all got any comments?
I
thoughts?
agree with that. No way he's back by week 1.
A foot fracture? Okay, dude.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Well, they said it was a small foot fracture, but anything with the foot and, the way he plays, it's a big tight end, the way he cuts and stuff. Maybe if the foot fracture happens this upcoming year, if he needs to make a game-winning touchdown, that foot's a little bit smaller compared to last year. Maybe.
Wow. That's wow. That was pretty good. That's pretty funny. Good one, Joe. That was a good one you got there.
Yeah. But moving on to some other injury news. First reported, Cowboys left tackle Tyler Guyton was supposedly feared to have his left ACL torn in practice, but whenever they went to go look at the MRI and stuff, it is only a bone fracture in his knee, so he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. So a huge blow that the Cowboys averted there for him. Because I remember getting all the news from Jose and stuff. He's like, bad news, Joe. And then I'm like, man, I'm at work, and I'm like, is this really going to happen before the season even starts? Like, already getting blows to the head pretty much. And luckily I didn't let it get to me just yet. And then news came out later that day that it wasn't as bad as originally thought, which is crazy because MRIs usually aren't different like that whenever they go to look at it.
Conspiracy, huh, fellas? Cowboys cheating again? No, I'm just kidding.
Cowboys cheating again. That's more your lane, buddy.
I knew you were going to say that. That's fair. That's why I shouldn't have said it. That was on me. That's my bad. Just give Brandon a quick shout out. Baltimore strikes again. I need to get a turntable. Or Jalen, you said you were getting one. Get a turntable, dude. Come on. We need to get a
soundboard?
Soundboard turntable.
Okay.
What the heck was that? What am I talking about? What's a turntable? Time out.
Turntable is like a DJ.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on.
I have that too.
Well, we don't need that, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah, and then fortunately, the tight ends release, Traylon Burks, that officially ends possibly one of the worst trades in NFL history. The Eagles probably hip hop just going crazy, knowing that they were able to get AJ Brown for what they did, and the tight ends pretty much got nothing back in the process. It is just crazy. You traded away AJ Brown, and you think Traylon Burks is going to be the guy for the future, possibly. Never panned out, and they released him. Sad.
After making a great catch, I heard.
Yeah, and then he fractured his collarbone. So you get hurt, and boom, you're out.
Yeah, that's why I always say, man, these organizations and it's kind of like, I get it, but man, they kick a man while he's down, man. Like, he just got injured and then you cut him. Like, at least I don't know, at least wait a week or something. But just for him to go down and then the next day he was cut. It's like, golly, bro. I don't know. That's why when y'all, I don't know, like loyalty to organizations.
I hear you. Nah, that makes it make more sense on why some people it's like, oh, well, this guy wants to get paid, and then people like, especially me, I sometimes will be out there and say, dude, just if you want to win, you got to try to win. You're not going to have to get paid all the time. But circumstances like this, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. I agree.
Yeah, like I mean, just real quick, just like I remember, who was it? Oh yeah, Saquon said when the Eagles paid him, he said he had more insurance to where now he can go out and hurdle over people backwards because he has insurance now. He couldn't do that in New York because he didn't have the money. But now, again, so I feel like in a sense I get the insurance needs to be there for players to play their absolute best, and I get it because I would be reserving some of my body too if I'm putting it my literally life on the line. But y'all are only paying me like a certain percentage of money where I'm supposed to be earning more. I get it.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Especially circumstances like this, it's hard to take the stand that I normally have. Tennessee got bums. Philly got 2 Super Bowl appearances and a Super Bowl title. Yep.
Yeah.
That GM was, I don't think till this day, he does not have
he's
a
not
job.
there with Tennessee no more, yeah.
I don't think he has a job in general, so good for them.
Yeah. And that's why Howie's, the Hall of Fame worthy GM already.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so moving from the bad to now to the good, guys were actually getting paid this past week. Finally, Shamar Stewart is signed to the Cincinnati Bengals. 4 years, $18.9 million, fully guaranteed whole contract, plus a $10 million signing bonus on top of that. So homeboy finally got paid. And finally, all the first-round draft picks are officially signed for this upcoming season. So no wondering if Shamar was going to go back to A&M and come back to the draft the following year. He's now officially a Cincinnati Bengal.
Hey, do y'all got anything? Because it's not going to be a rant, but I got something.
I'm good.
This exact moment shows why people like us, we didn't go in on it, so that's good. But people like us, the big media, the TV media, the big podcasts, the small podcasts, need to chill out on always going after the NFL and going after organizations. People were boo-hooing about the Cincinnati Bengals. We all agree Cincinnati's been a poorly run organization. That hasn't changed. But us just killing them for all of this thing, and they didn't change because they were talking about the language in the contract, right? They didn't change anything. They changed absolutely nothing. So all of that, take a Shamar Stewart side, not all that, all of this was all unnecessary. So when it comes to contracts, I think future-wise, we should all just be quiet because we don't know what the heck we're talking about. We haven't read the fine line of the contracts. We don't know what the other 31 teams have in their contracts. Is it similar? Is it not? I think we should all just, hush it up if we don't know the information. Because everybody was just boo-hooing about nothing. And he got paid. They probably added the 10 mil up front, and he said, all right, let's do it. It was just an unnecessary, weird drama thing filled. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
Yeah, but moving on to a guy that Jalen just mentioned not that long ago. Cortland Sutton, Bo Nix, wide receiver 1, got paid earlier this week. 4 years, $92 million. So 4 years for $92 million, that's chump change compared to some of these top end guys. So hopefully that contract looks like a steal compared to other guys that are getting paid more than him.
It's already a steal. Tell me it's already a steal.
Yeah.
It's already a steal.
So, yeah,
and Kansas City, count your days. Kansas City Chiefs, you heard it here first. Count your days, dude.
Like count how many championships and divisions do they have or what?
No. They're future days. Future days. Count your days.
Future days.
Right?
Oh, okay.
That's your history.
Yeah. So then moving on to the last bit of news, man, I wanted to save this for last. Chargers All-Pro tackle Rashawn Slater got mega paid this past week. 4 years, $114 million, $92 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid lineman in NFL history. If I was Justin Herbert, I'll be so happy that he had your other tackle locked up for the future. In a couple of years, Joe will probably get a mega deal as well. So at least the Chargers are doing something right and making sure those ends are all pros.
Yeah, I like how you put that. Y'all got anything for it? All right. Well, speaking of Slater, a guy that was in his draft class, there's still dysfunction around Micah Parsons. You got anything for that? Because that's a it's getting real weird in Dallas.
It's getting weird, man. Michael's making TikToks. This is the end, but I give it up to him though, because the way he handles himself in the media, you would have thought he would be holding out and be going live and working out almost like a TO situation. But luckily, he's showing up, and he's bringing his lunch pail attitude to practice and showing why he is the leader of that defense. So I'm glad about that. It's just I think it's gonna get done. It's just, does he get paid more than TJ Watt? Does he get paid more possibly than Myles Garrett? So those are the little things right there. Like where do they put him at? Contract wise. I think that's why Jerry Jones does it. Like he usually pays all his guys. It's very rare that Jerry Jones lets a guy walk, that it's a top end guy for that team. It's just, Jerry Jones, he likes the theatrics, he likes the fireworks, he likes to be in the media, and he wants to make it about him at the end of the day. And he wants to show that he is the top dog in his mind over Michael Parsons, Dak, and all these other guys on his organization.
100%. Brandon, the real weird is just more WWE acting. Jones wrote the script. I could agree. Y'all got any thoughts on the Jerry Jones comments, anything like that, fellas?
Yeah. Again, this is. I think when the off season happens, like I guess we tend to forget what happens like in the recent past. They did this last year with CeeDee Lamb, bro. They made a whole big ordeal. Jerry Jones said something in the media. CeeDee snapped back. Next thing you know, he got paid. Whoop-de-doo. Then Dak got paid or something stupid. Whoop-de-doo. Bro, everybody knows Jerry's not letting Michael Parsons walk. They're probably telling him to make those TikToks and do that because the season is about to start. And you know what they got to do? Sell season tickets. Okay? They got to sell tickets. They got to sell merchandise. Jerry Jones cares about his business. Michael Parsons is going to get paid. He's not leaving Dallas. That's the end of that.
All right. Well said, brother. I don't have any pushback there. That's about right. Any other news, Sports Mailman?
So earlier today, this is a little bit not sports, not football news all the way, but media personality Shannon Sharp got fired from ESPN earlier today, even though he hasn't appeared on the ESPN programming since I think early April. So it was just kind of crazy that they had him on the sideline pretty much, and now they decide to fire him.
I don't have any thoughts, fellas. Yeah, y'all can go ahead.
That brother's a freak.
Okay.
He is.
It really all started when he did that.
I'm gonna say this. Look, I've been gone for a few weeks, so I'm gonna say this. Watching these older black gentlemen with a lot of money with no wives later on in life.
Amen.
Oh, and another thing too,
it's not working in their favor, bro.
Nope.
These dudes become weird and freaky, and they ain't got no guidance, and they get bored. Like this. Yeah. This is making me. I'm literally saying that. Like maybe I don't want to get married. No, I do. Watching all these.
No, there's
and money ain't gonna resolve all your problems. These dudes ain't got no kind of guidance. We're watching old head Shaquille O'Neal freaky ass is even doing too much, bro. Like I don't know, bro. That's all I'm saying. These niggas are some freaks.
I'm with Jalen.
Yeah, and then
there's no guidance. There's these older men, even just not the black men, but that's what we're seeing. When you just got all this money, but you have no guidance. Go to church, guys. All right? Go to church. Jesus. That's why we're supposed to have a partner. Where's marriage for a reason? And y'all are not. Leave these 18, 19, 20 OnlyFans people alone. Okay?
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. All right. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, and then also as well, I guess this guy thinks he's like Tony Soprano or something, trying to make his own real life gambling games at his own house. Gilbert Arenas was arrested earlier today on some charges of having real life poker games in a house that he rented. So I just don't get his behavior at all, man. He's always in the media acting all crazy. Then it comes out that he was organizing poker games. I'm like, dude, what are you in the mafia?
Y'all got any thoughts? Because I thought this was just weird. I don't really. Again, kind of just
Take your
degenerate.
funky ass to the casino.
Say it
Like,
again,
bro, we
bro.
have to go.
I
I
said,
didn't hear
take
what
your
Cody.
funky ass to the casino.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing, dude?
It's like, I'm not giving my money to the white man. That's what he did. And did his own thing.
I'm
This
like, he
ain't
could have rented a
1940,
poker
bro.
room at a casino instead of doing all
Right.
that.
You get the fucking penthouse that comes with it and all that.
A lot of degeneracy on these
Yeah.
older men with all this money.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. Just sit down. Chill. Just relax. You're living good, dude. Live it well. All right. Freaky deaky, Chucky, Ducky, Quack, Quack. Someone called National Guard. Shay. I should have had Jayla read this. That was good. That's good stuff. All right. We'll say. Is that all
No,
you got?
but I know
sportsman?
why Jose said that because Booker T be saying "ducky quack quack" on TV sometimes. That's why.
Whatever. That was hilarious. That's all you got?
Yeah. So that was another week of the Sportsman Man news. We'll be delivering some more news. Unfortunately, not next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Milton?
Correct. That's for later. All right. Don't piss
Yeah.
people off right now.
I'm
All
just
right.
saying.
Let's get to it. Okay. Well, AFC, damn it. NFC West.
NFC.
Fellas, last year, the NFC West shaked up. The winner was exactly who Jalen said. So, again, when we go back to last year, anybody that was right, if I'm wrong, I'll say it. You guys will never talk about when you're wrong, but I'll talk about when I was wrong. And I was completely wrong on the NFC West last year. This year, I don't think I will be, but I said that probably last year. But the NFC West shaked up it was more like a wild, wild west last year, and I think it'll be the same thing this year. I think the team that won it last year seemed to just got better. They're young everywhere. The team that finished second but missed the playoffs, defense is the prominent figure, and offense is the huge question mark now. Still, even all the moves that they made, the team that finished third kind of overachieved. And will they continue that success after actually getting better on paper? And the team that finished last was everybody's, other than Jalen's, NFC West division champion last year, had the most injuries last year and finished last. So this division, I don't know about you fellas, but predicting this upcoming season and predicting the record, who they're going to beat, who they're not going to beat, what's possible, what's not, was really difficult. Very, very difficult because I don't know. There's a lot of question marks with, in my opinion, all of these teams. All that to say, as far as the over-unders, the lowest over-under is 8.5, and that's for Seattle and Arizona. So that just shows the competitiveness of this division, in my opinion, as far as what Vegas is predicting to be.
So many people got the 49ers shit way inflated.
Well, it's the highest win
That's
total.
what's
And
messing up all those
we'll talk about
numbers and shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. When I was looking at that they had them that high, I was like, whoa.
Well, we'll talk about it. So let us get into it. I think we voted that as far as breakdowns and then predictions, we're going to start from last year, 2024-2025 season, worst to first, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Kyler Murray has 2 more years to prove he's the guy in Arizona, but his inconsistency isn't worth keeping, in my opinion. Real quick, let's answer that or comment to that. Do y'all agree with Jose?
I'm like,
No.
that's literally what me and you were talking about earlier off air, Milton. How long do they give Kyler Murray? Because now the team is starting to come together a little bit now. They have more stability. You could see the offense coming together. The defense, I think they're like one pass rusher away, but it's like you need to show something, Kyler, if you're getting paid what you're getting paid now.
So I agree with the first portion. I agree. The middle portion. He has to prove he's the guy, yes, and his inconsistency, especially last year. Now, is it worth keeping? Jalen, I heard you say no as far as that statement. Why?
I think 2 years is too long. This is the year.
Okay.
I think this is. I mean, if I'm looking at it, Kyler's been in the league, bro, since what 2018.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
I think it's like year 8 now Or
Yeah,
you're not?
bro. Why are we still talking about 2 years? Like he's almost done. Like what are we talking about? 2 more years? Like no. Like this is literally the year. If I'm the Cardinals and Kyler's not like taking me to that next level, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
at this point getting to the playoffs. You know, like get me to the wild card. Show me we can do something in the playoffs to pivot off of that going to the next season. If I can't even get there with you, I'm drafting a quarterback. I'm not about to keep wasting time.
So this is probably why Jose was saying this. If they cut Kyler in 2026, it's a $57 million dead cap. If they cut him in 2027, it's only $7 million. So I think
Well,
that's
I mean, maybe don't cut him. You keep him and bench him, but you draft a
Yeah,
quarterback.
because I was
Right.
about to say if he's playing trash again, inconsistent, still a $57 million dead cap.
yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So let's start off when I agree with y'all, but this year is going to be make or break for Kyler, and we'll get on that in a little bit. The team that finished last in 2024 due to a couple of things was the San Francisco 49ers finishing 6-11. Now, as far as last year, I'll talk about the not the off, but what fell apart. And y'all can agree, you can disagree, you could add whatever y'all want to do. Obviously, injuries, they were the most injured team as far as major injuries, starters injuries, et cetera, of the NFL of last year. We in key positions as well. Defensively, even when they became healthier, because the safety stayed out and the Greenlaw, whenever he got hurt, he was out. So that sucked. But defensively, they were absolutely terrible just playing. They were bottom half, not bottom half, like 27th or worse in almost every statistical category other than passing, scoring, and passing yards. So their secondary held up decently well as a unit. Now, with the offense, Trent Williams goes down, the offense goes down. We all can agree that that's going to happen. That's true no matter what. This year, next year, the after year, however long Trent Williams is going to play at all-pro level, that's going to be a thing. All of Brock Purdy's weapons went down. All of them. Every single one of them. Other than re-emerging Juwan Jennings. Right? When it comes to everything that could go wrong for the 49ers last year, it did go wrong. And they finished 6-11. Now, in this offseason, everyone, rightfully so, they lost probably one of the most starters in the NFL. As far as starting, again, Hufanga left, Greenlaw left, Aaron Banks left. They let a lot of guys go. But in the free agency and the offseason and the draft, and especially bringing Robert Saleh back, do you guys think that this team structured without injury, like let's assume they're all healthy coming up in this next year, do you think that they will continue the bad play, or do you think that they will overall be better than 6-11? No records, just do you think they'll play better than they did last year?
I think they'll play better than what they expected, but I just think that window that they think they have, I think it's closed.
Okay. Jalen, Cody?
I think it's the same problem every year. The injuries for them is going to become the same thing again. I don't see any reason it's going to change. The stars they did keep got older. They didn't really add a bunch of young stars. And then, I just don't see in the key pieces. Trent Williams seems like every year he gets less and less healthy. So,
Okay. Jalen, anything?
I think they do better than 6-11.
Okay.
This year coming up. Again, like I said last year, I mean, I told you going on deep playoff runs year in and year out, it's gonna wear down your team.
And it did, right?
And it did.
Correct.
Like, I mean, that was another call to perfection. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. NFC West. Hey, I think NFC West is Jalen's thing. So whatever he says at the end of this,
82% for a reason.
Yeah, I would go with what he says.
But I do think they'll have a better. I agree with Joe. I think their Super Bowl window has closed.
Okay.
I do agree with that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll do better. But I don't know if they'll be enough to be very effective in this division, though.
Okay. So when it comes to their offseason moves in the draft, similar to the Eagles GM, this GM also has a good resume as far as drafting, what to do. Like we also have to give him benefit of the doubt on who he decides to bring over, right? When we talk about Robert Saleh joining this defense again, that's a huge upgrade from Steve Wilkes, from Nick Sorensen, from any of those guys. So automatically, just with coaching matters in the NFL. I don't know who needs to hear that, but coaching matters. And Robert Saleh, as a head coach, win and loss record sucked. Defensively, the defense, we always talked about the Jets defense in a high glowing fashion. So I am going to consider that him being brought back in immediately is going to help this defense, period, in general. And he's probably going to stay defensive coordinator for a while. He's not getting a head coaching job. Also, when it comes to the GM and the draft, their issue last year, that the consistent issue, they had their faults and other sporadic movements, was stopping the run. They bring over their first 2 picks or 2 guys on the defensive line that can stop. That's their job. That's all they do. That's all they did in college, was stop the run at a very, very high level. And also secondary depth. They brought over a slot corner with the 3rd pick. Because Robert Saleh's over there, they also bring, I know you're not going to like this name, Jalen. They also bring over, what is it, Bryce Huff? Is that his name? Right. They also bring over Bryce Huff, which for Philly, admittedly, and we all kind of we predicted that he would have a better year than he did. He was pretty much neutral, a non-factor on the Philadelphia defense. But again, as we know, it's all scheme. He had his best 2 years under who? Robert Saleh. So I think all of that mixed together, obviously Nick Bosa's coming back, Fred Warner's coming back, Lenore's taking a step in the right direction. Green had a good year last year. The safety room, depending on injury, looks good right now. They're not deep, though. I think all of that put together, San Francisco is going to make a step in the right direction. How far is that step? I don't know. But, fellas, let me ask you guys, when we look at the over-under, San Francisco, you mentioned it earlier, Cody. Their over-under is 10.5, right? Let me guess. All of you guys have under. Without saying the record, don't tell me the record.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll assume that Jalen does.
You don't have over, do you?
Jalen, with the over-under, don't tell me the record. Don't tell me the record. 10.5. You have it under or over?
Under.
That's under. Okay, so I'm the only one that has it over. Go ahead.
I don't think you have it over technically.
I do.
I think you told me the record. I don't know.
I did not tell you the record.
I didn't. I don't know why I thought you did.
No, sir. Nope. That's why I told you. I ain't gonna tell you this, but I'll tell you my feelings about it. But no, I didn't tell you the win record. I'll say that the team isn't, and y'all probably agree with you guys. I don't think this team is the best in the division. No, I don't. But schedule and opponents matter. I think we can all agree to that. When we look at their schedule a little bit later, I think, well, we'll see. We'll see on how y'all go. I got a couple points here, but when it comes to San Francisco, fellas, all I want to ask is one thing. You guys answer, and then we'll move on to another team. Then after we break down each team, then we'll go into the predictions. With San Francisco, what makes you guys confident that they will finish under?
I just think they're expecting all these young guys to hit again what they did a couple of years ago, which they did. So they're banking on a lot of these young guys. Once again, it's hard to pick these guys like years and years, and then continue to with this model. Now you play Brock Purdy, what we talked about a couple of seasons ago. Like how's this team going to look now that some of these guys that are high end you're paying so much, and now some of these other positions are going to be weakened because of it. And now we're going to see it to fruition. You know, you lost Afunga, you lost Ward. So some of those guys you can kind of see like, all right, they weren't going to pay them because they weren't playing up to snuff anymore. Mm-hmm. But now you're expecting these younger guys to fulfill a need to like, all right, well, we're almost back to that where we're winning divisions and stuff. And I don't think they're there just yet. Maybe a year out, possibly, but not this year.
Cody and Jalen?
I'm trying to be cautious and careful.
What? Just to
You
know,
wanna say they
whatever.
suck.
What's the Miranda rights? Whatever you say can and will be used against you.
I
So
know.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So that's why I'm trying to.
You're
So
gonna be like, don't know
I
about.
think so this division is iffy.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at their schedule as well. Under 10.5 is I think 10.5 is a challenge because especially in that division alone.
Yeah.
There's no easy game in that division.
I agree.
So that's what 6 games right there.
Mm-hmm. Let's say they go 3-3. Let's just I'll give you that. Let's say that.
Okay, sure. So that means they got to win 7 more games.
Mm-hmm. And then when you look at the schedule, which we will in a little bit, well, after.
Yeah.
When we look at the schedule, are all of you guys telling me that there's not 7 wins with that schedule?
I think so here's my thing. I said under 10.5. I think it'd be 10.
We're still under. Okay, fair.
Yeah, it's under, but it's
You're
not
being
like
safe. I respect that, dude.
it's not safe. It's just what I
safe.
think. Like it's because looking at the schedule, knowing the division, if they go 3-3, they have to go better than 3-3. Because if not, they're not winning 10 games.
They're not. They're gonna lose both to the Rams.
When does that ever? Okay, all right, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so Cody, did you tell me? You didn't give me a reason why you have them going under.
Yeah, I don't think that they don't still have some star power and all that and some good players, but I just think halfway through the season they're going to get injury riddled again, and I think the team's just going to break down again.
Well, real quick, let's say, because that's a different argument. Let's say that doesn't happen. The team that is now, tell me why that team is going to get under 10.5. Because we could all say that.
Yeah, on their best day, if they had perfect injury from CMC and all that,
right?
Maybe they get like 8 wins, 9 wins. I don't still see 10. A lot of their games, even you think that are going to be easy, they're really not. That San Francisco isn't all that great. Some of these other teams have improved some of the, you know what I mean? Like even like we've been talking about the Giants defense. You probably have them locked in to beat the Giants, but the Giants going to give them a run for their money. You know what I mean?
So it's matchups. I agree.
I think certain teams are coming up while the 49ers are kind of going down.
Okay.
I got one more point of why they won't exceed 10.5.
Go ahead.
No one's saying it because y'all trying to play it safe once again, but I'll say it. Brock Purdy is their quarterback. So that's why they
there we go.
More. That's why they won't win more than 11 games. Brock Purdy's have we forgot that?
Triggered.
Okay.
Who's going to be their backup running back?
Garendo.
Oh, yeah, they're fucked. No way.
But he averaged 5 yards per carry last year, so I don't think they're effed. Do you think I should push back on the Brock Purdy now or when we go into record predictions? Because I think you're absolutely wrong, Jalen. Absolutely wrong.
Sure.
Let's push back now. Get it out the way.
Okay. Well, let me
Jose
just ask you.
Coming in hot. Hold up real quick. Jose coming in hot right now.
Of
Brock
course.
Purdy, a solid top 25.
Okay. Yeah. That's yes. Okay. So let me ask you a question because I don't want to misrepresent you. When you say because of Brock Purdy, why do you say that? Say that he's not a. Go ahead.
Because my thing with Brock Purdy has always been this. Mm-hmm. The same argument we give Jalen Hurts that he's not that good without his weapons. Mm-hmm. I can say the same thing about Brock Purdy. And last year we saw that to a T. Right? He's not. What does Cam Newton say? He's not a game changer. He's a game manager. So, but if a manager's employees aren't there to do their positions, there's no point of having a manager. It's just you, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So, if Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk, if they're not available, there's nothing else to do. And then when we look at the Super Bowl, even when you look at them in the Super Bowl when they played the Chiefs, there's nothing spectacular Brock Purdy was doing. Right? Okay. So
he played well in the Super Bowl.
Sure, and they lost. You got to play great.
Right.
You got to play great to win. I'm just saying. My standpoint is Brock Purdy
Mhm.
It's the same argument with Jalen Hurts. He has to have his weapons to win. If he doesn't have his weapons, they're not going to do anything. He's not a game changer. He's a game manager. So
Right.
to me, I'm not putting knowing the injury history when it comes to Christian McCaffrey, right? Sorry. I can say that because I drafted that fucker last year.
Right. Yeah. Early. It's all right. We all
It's
mess up in fantasy every now and then.
knowing his injury history, knowing that the departures, I know Deebo Samuel is not the biggest thing to ever get them. Knowing Jawan Jennings now wants a big contract. I feel like just a lot of minute things are going on with the 49ers organization, especially on the offensive side, that that's why I can't see Brock Purdy willing this team to 11 wins. I don't see that at all.
So one thing I'll disagree and attack is you kind of presupposing that, because I agree, game manager, game changer. I think it's a stupid, silly conversation, but I get it because Brock Purdy, in my opinion, just like Jalen Hurts, they are more game managers. I agree with that. I have no disagreement there. But you're presupposing that everything is going to go array. Like you're saying that, because I could use the same thing. It's like, oh, well, I think Lane Johnson, I think Saquon, and I think A.J. Brown are going to get hurt for some reason this year. I think Jalen Hurts isn't going to be able to pull him out of that situation, which, that's a silly argument. So my question to you is, if that doesn't happen, Trent Williams is healthy, which he normally is. Just because last year he got hurt, that doesn't mean anything. Christian McCaffrey, after injury, typically plays 16 games after injury, typically. So if we go that route, Brandon Ayuk, he's going to come back if he's healthy or not. Last year, he didn't prove anything much, in my opinion, anyway. It was a Kittle. I think the more important pieces is Kittle and C-Mac, right? Yeah. So let's say what I think is going to happen happens. Tell me why then Brock Purdy can't will this team to 11, 12 wins. Because even last year when he lost his Avengers, we talk about Brock Purdy having an off year. Statistically wise, you're true. And if you compare it to his MVP candidacy year, I agree. But that's not what we're comparing it to. If we just compare it to, okay, what did he do on the field? Was the 12 interceptions, because we all know there's context, 12 interceptions, was all those his fault? We all know that quarterbacks, that's not how that works. When we talk about like, okay, when does this team need you as a quarterback? It's going to be in third down situations, correct? Right? So Brock Purdy last year, as far as he was fourth in QBR on third down. On third and long, he was better than his 2023 year. When he was pressured, which he was pressured a lot last year, on third down, he was second only to Lamar Jackson with the 80 QBR. So them losing all of these games isn't because of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy still, offensively, this team without all the Avengers was still top 5 as far as yards per game and passing. Yards per attempt, he was top 3. Yards per completion, he was top 3. So there's a reason why this smart organization, after that bad year, they paid him. They said, oh, okay, yeah, when everything goes wrong, every single thing that could go wrong went wrong. It's not you. It's because of you that we're losing. So my thing with you is you're saying all these injuries happen. I don't think this guy can have them win 11 games. I think most quarterbacks can't do that. If you use your left tackle, your running back, your number one wide receiver, I don't think most quarterbacks can do that. 11 wins. I agree. If now that happens, shoot, forget what I'm talking about. But let's say that doesn't happen. What gives you the confidence that Brock Purdy can't will this team to 11 wins then?
Because, my thing is with Brock Purdy's career, there's no point in time in his career where we've never seen him get it out the mud himself. Again, I got to compare it to Jalen Hurts. I have to. Before the Saquon Barkley, before the A.J. Brown, before all this nonsense, it was Jalen Hurts wearing a number 2 jersey. We need to. I don't know why did we never talk about that year. The first year he took over as the Eagles starting quarterback. Number 2 Jalen Hurts, not number 1, number 2. Devontae Smith was his number 1 receiver. Miles Sanders is in the backfield. Okay, I don't even know who the fuck the wide receiver 2 and 3 were at the time. He helped lead that team to the playoffs. We would not call them no. That was, I would say, since you're saying the Avengers, if you watch Iron Man 1 when he's in a cave, making the suit, that was Jalen Hurts by himself in a cave making a suit.
We need to clip that.
So, and then Hulk came, and then not Batman, but then Spider-Man came, and then Black Widow came, and Black Panther came, and now now the Eagles are successful. I've never seen a year of Brock Purdy without George Kittle, Deebo Samuels, Christian McCaffrey, any of this will his team to a play. I've never seen it.
Right, and that year that you're talking about, Philly's defense was ranked top 10 in a lot of statistical categories, correct?
The year that they went to the first round of playoffs and lost to the Bucks.
Yeah, but I don't think nobody I remember that year specifically. They did not expect them to even make the playoffs, and for him to will them to a wild card.
That Philly defense was on fire that year.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's a false analogy because I get what you're doing, but Brock Purdy last year, you say he didn't will them, but all the stats I gave you, if Jalen Hurts had those as well, which he doesn't, he's doing his job. He's doing his job, right? The defense is bottom, like the bottom of the bottom. The defense had no positive about it, nothing going for them. That's why they lost more of these games than not. You know what I'm saying? Right. I get what you're saying, Jalen Hurts. Well, I agree with you. That year, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I don't think it's a good analogy or it's a false comparison to Brock Purdy, what he dealt with last year.
But I'm not talking about, here's my thing. I'm not talking about nobody's defense. I'm just talking about what they're doing in an offensive mindset. So that
leads up to wins. That leads to wins and losses. Is overall team, not offense.
I do agree, and that's why it's kind of hard to depict, these kind of arguments sometimes because it's not a one-man sport. It's an 11, 22-man sport at the end of the day. Yeah. So, but again, my thing is I don't have the confidence that you have, obviously, when it comes to Brock Purdy leading me to anything. Like if the game is like, if we need Brock Purdy, not Christian McCaffrey, not George Kittle, we need Brock Purdy to go make something happen. They will never do that. That's not a call, but that's not a call that they will make ever for Brock Purdy go make something happen. That would never be a call.
They did last year though. That's the thing.
But they were 6-11, so we're not really talking about anything important last year.
But they're trying to win games. In the beginning, when it was starting fine, like they weren't completely off the edge, they were trying to win these games, and they put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands. He scrambled. All you kept hearing was Brock Purdy's out there running for his life. Why? Because it's not because he's just making unnecessary scrambles. It's because he's trying to make plays. And a lot of most times than not, he would put the ball in the right position to win these games. So I just disagree with what Brock Purdy is doing. I get the wins and losses didn't equate to your analogy, but that's a team. That's why I don't equate when people put, winning is a quarterback stat. I completely disagree with that. That has nothing to do with just strictly quarterback play at all, unless they're losing them the game. It's an overall team. NFL is a team scheme coaching effort. But
Purdy is a top 15 or top 20?
He's a top 15 quarterback.
Top 15?
If anybody, I could debate that any day, depending on who you want to try to put out there and what kind of metric you're using. Any kind of metric, because some people just want to put the wins thing out there. And last year was an anomaly for Brock Purdy. If we talk about, what about Dak? What about Justin Herbert? I don't remember them going to Super Bowl. I don't remember them winning multiple playoff games. Good touchdown interception ratio, like a Brock Purdy, like a Jalen Hurts. So we could go about it any kind of way with Brock Purdy. That's the thing. But everybody just changes. It's like you kind of change the goalposts on where people, not you, Galen, but where you want to pick at Brock. It's like, he does this. That's wrong. So, but like to answer Cody's question, as far as top 15, top 20, top 15 quarterback.
I just don't have the confidence.
I get you.
I didn't have it last year either. I don't have the confidence you have in Brock Purdy. I don't.
I ain't mad at it. We'll see this year. If all, two injuries, first two games, there goes my take. My take's gone.
Is he a top 3 quarterback in this division?
Top 3 quarterback in this division. That's a good one.
It's only wait. What was the question?
Is he a top 3 quarterback in this division? Yes.
In the Nfc West?
West, yes.
Yeah, it's only 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's trying to piss me off.
You think Sam Darnold's worth talking about?
No, I just wanted to see if I
Let's
was
poop on another quarterback. Let's get off. I'm just kidding. All right,
I'm
let's
here
move
for
on.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, we can talk about that all day.
Yeah, I'm not with
Sam.
Sam.
Give up out of the chair. Okay, was he a top 2 quarterback in this division?
Yeah,
Top 2, yeah, yes.
yeah,
What
he's two.
like if we talk about yes, I agree. But if we talk about the last 2-3 years, who's a top 1 quarterback in that division? Brock Purdy. Because it depends what metric we going on. If you say stats, it ain't even close. Brock Purdy blows him out the window. Get out of here. All right, but let's not a Brock Purdy love show. But y'all know how to get it out of
a division with Geno Smith. I think we're good.
Oh, all right, let's go. Not San Francisco. The team that finished third, overachieved, was the Arizona Cardinals. Their over/under is 8.5. I think Vegas is that's one of the hardest bets right there. 8.5. Oh, they won 8 games last year and they were worse. This year they're better. Offensively, they changed nothing, which me and Joe were talking off air. That's a good thing. I agree. But it's also they're putting it more on the shoulders of Kyler Murray. Like, yo, this offense is fine, dude. Figure it out. Do it. Do your thing. The run game was fine. The offensive line actually overexceeded expectations. They played much better than what most people anticipated or even thought after watching. Just inconsistency was the main problem for Arizona's offense last year. Defensively, they couldn't stop the run worth of anything, and they fixed that all in free agency and the draft. So, fellas, as far as with Arizona over under 8.5, do you guys have over or under?
For Arizona, over or under 8.5, I have them right under.
I have them under as well. Cody, I see you. Under. Okay, Jalen, since you're the outlier here, you don't have to, again, tell us the record or nothing like that, but what gives you confidence that Arizona will go over the 8.5 projected win total?
Consistency.
Okay. Like offensively wise?
Offensively, coaching, very consistent. They've been meshing together last few years. I know it's been poo, but I feel like this is the year. I feel like this is the year, and I'm hoping because I'm a Kyler fan, so this also needs to do with a little bias. I hope. So I'm taking the over here. I'm going with over 8.5.
Okay. Real quick, hold on. Let me do this. Whenever we were talking about Jalen Hurts, Eagles room, Jalen Reagor, which is always funny to bring up with the Eagles. Quez Watkins, we all got little things like that. Greg Ward, Devontae Smith. I'm not disagreeing with that take of Jalen's at all. I just think it's a false analogy. Jalen Hurts in 2021, 15 games, over 3,000 passing yards, 16 pass touchdowns, 784 rushing yards, 10 rushing touchdowns.
In the cave by himself, just hammering away.
Yeah, that's also, and we'll get back on subject. When Jalen, you've heard me, I'm not a Jalen Hurts, not going to say supporter because I love Jalen Hurts, but I'm not a but I hate the people I hate the takes of when people are saying, oh, well, they're not asking Jalen Hurts to do much. I think that by itself, they say they're not asking him to pass much, sure. But when you say do much, like you said, a lot of times he's doing everything for that offense in some instances. I agree. So just wanted to put that out there for anybody that thinks I hate Jalen Hurts. I don't. I love him. All right. With Arizona, fellas, we look at last year, again, the last 2 years under Jonathan Gannon, they have overachieved. Even though, they haven't had great records and all that, but they were supposed to be worse. Everybody projected them to last year to be like 31st or 30th in the entire league. As far as power rankings, that was kind of the consistency, 29th through 31st. And obviously, they won 8 games, very competitive games. The defense is off the wall. But now Jonathan Gannon has pieces in place to assist with maybe them running the scheme how he likes it more. One of the key additions, in my opinion, Jalen, you could appreciate this one, is Jonathan Gannon bringing over Josh Sweat. Sweat had his best years. He had a great playoff run last year, but he had his best years under who? Jonathan Gannon. Right. So he fits the scheme completely well. In the draft, they added weaponry as far as to try to stuff the run because that's what they just couldn't do last year. Secondary is young, but I mean, they played decently well last year. What do y'all, whenever you look at Arizona, what do you see the bright spots? What's the weak spots? What do y'all see out of this team?
The bright spot is their offensive pass catchers, man. Trey McBride is possibly going to be a top 2 tight end next season. And Marvin Harrison Jr. bulked up in the offseason. So hopefully he can play some bully ball next season. And Kyler's able to have his way offensively.
What do you think, Cody? You be Debbie Downer. Give us the low spots.
No. I think I was gonna say a bright spot. See, y'all want me to be.
All right. Now go ahead. Be bright. That's good.
I was gonna say I think the bright spot is kind of what Jalen touched on is their chemistry. That's the main thing. I think they have a lot of pieces there. They just got to put it together and figure out the puzzle. And once they get that chemistry down, mainly with Marvin Harrison and Kyler, once they figure out how to work that pass game out, man, they could be really good and could surprise teams. So,
okay. Real quick, Chi-Town in the house. Cards, dark horse. You said that last year. I appreciate their consistency. I do. Bright spot, McBride, Connor, Marvin Harrison Jr., weak spot, Kyler Murray. So I think potential problem, yes. Kyler Murray can be where they're limited on offense. But we saw last year, if anybody watched the Cardinals games, which I know I'm one of the minute people that watch a Cardinals game, Kyler Murray had games where he was if he would have done that more consistently, we would have been arguing he's a top 10 quarterback easily. You know what I mean? But it was so inconsistent from game to game, not even weeks, not even strides, just game to game, how inconsistent it was. That could present a actual problem in general, not just for that year, but this next year, the next year after that, et cetera, et cetera. So I could see that. I could see your point, Jose, on that. I think if you had to give them a weak spot, what is their weak spot other than Kyler Murray? Jalen, I'll start with you, brother.
A weak spot for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because it's hard because I just said I like that chemistry together.
Right. I'll give you time to think. I'll say my weak spot is the secondary. Just the young talent is there. Williams, Milton, the guy that they got in the draft, that can produce something great with Budda Baker, hopefully staying in the secondary. They had such a bad pass rush last year. Budda Baker had to be the pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that helps. But that can possibly be their weak spot as far as just secondary depth.
Yeah, I mean that's really the only thing I can think of because as I'm thinking again, besides Kyler being the quote unquote weak spot, which I don't agree with, because James Conner's your running back veteran, he's gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
Like you said, Trey McBride, you got Marvin Harrison. The wide receiver too, is that the kid Wilson?
Yeah, Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
Good.
So
good.
Yeah, it seems like the offensive line maybe. I can see
they're young. They're really young.
They're young. They played pretty well last year, but yes, that could be a problem.
That could be a weak spot. Coaching, I don't think they have a flaw in their coaching scheme because again, under Jonathan Gannon, because I remember when he was with us, that was that year we lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah. But he's very wise because I watched a lot of moves he makes. That Eagles to Cardinals pipeline, no one talks about, but he had Kazir White, he has Josh Sweat now, and I think he's had Nick Morrow too. Like he pipelines, he knows what he's doing. Because again, they play very well under his scheme. So linebacker core wise, they're going to be fine. D line wise, I think they'll be fine. But like you said, I guess I'll agree with you. I'll just say O line and secondary would be my only questions moving forward with them.
Anything y'all want to add before we move on?
Somebody needs to help Budda Baker out before that man gets injured.
They had him doing everything last year.
Dude,
every single thing. Yeah. All you saw was number 3 somewhere in the play. Yeah. I agree. I think he had the second most total tackles in the NFL for a safety, and a lot of them weren't in the secondary. It's kind of wild. Wild. But shout out to Budda Baker. That's why he was an All-Pro. All-Pro 1, I think. Yeah, first team All-Pro. Okay, let's go to the team that finished second last year, missed the playoffs, the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle had a lot of moves. As far as last year, as far as what went right, what went wrong, I think it was just the defense at first wasn't playing up to par. The later the season happened, of course, it's a new head coach. Defense started playing much, much better. Much, much better. Offensively, offensive line was an issue. They didn't really do anything with that. The running game was so inconsistent. And I think that does change, but the offensive line could be an issue because, of course, they have a new offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator they had, I think, was Ryan Grubb. Pass-heavy guy. Play calling just didn't make any sense. It didn't work for the strengths of the team, obviously. Moving off of Geno Smith to replace him with Sam Darnold, is that a wash? Is it a upgrade? Is it a downgrade? I don't know. Defensively, this is going to be this team's bread and butter. It's going to be what this team is going to be known for next year, great season or not. Now, let me ask you, fellas, the over-under for this upcoming season is 8.5. Do you guys think over or under that win total for the Seattle Seahawks?
I'll go under.
This one's hard too, though.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you, dude. I promise you. I was really stressing out with Seattle. What you think, Jalen? Over under 8.5 win total for the Seattle Seahawks this year?
I'm gonna go under because this team sucks.
Oh, whoa.
I didn't expect
That always scares me up. No, regardless, like I feel like we always get it one time every episode where Jalen says, "This team sucks."
That's the main. That was the main point. Is this overall? I hear y'all. This team kind of sucks, though. No. Bright spot, weak spot. Okay, that's funny. Chi-Town. Chi-Town agrees with you. Okay, all right. That's surprising from you, Chi-Town, because you're a defense guy.
Yeah,
Jalen,
but I feel like their defense though is probably the best in this division, though.
I think we all can agree on that, 100%. And I think
Especially
their
secondary. Their secondary can go toe to toe with anybody in the league.
Anybody. So, Jalen, when it comes to Seattle, I want to take a step back here. And how do you break this team down? How do you see the bright spots, the weak spots, the offseason? Did you like it, love it? Like, you tell me about Seattle Seahawks and what they possibly can provide this upcoming year.
Well, it always rains there, so I hate the location of the. But
I hate the city, hate the team.
But the offseason moves, I don't. Again, let me be honest. Anybody that has Sam Darnold as your starting quarterback without Justin Jefferson being your wide receiver one, I don't like it. Justin Jefferson makes every quarterback look good, every single one. Now you start Sam Darnold. Cool. All right. Let me not rag on him too much. So Sam Darnold's my starting quarterback. I'm not excited. At my wide receiver one, who was technically a wide receiver 2 last year, I feel like Jason's going to be a very solid receiver in this league. Not worried about that at all. He benefited though, just from having DK just there. I know DK might have not done a lot, but the fact that he was just there, so game plans had to get circled around DK Metcalf in the passing game. Now he's not there. So now JSN is your true one. Yep, I don't know if he benefits the same of having DK just on the other side. Like I said, I'm not saying DK was a monster last year, but he was there.
But the threat, right?
Yeah, the threat of him just being there. He's not there no more. Now it's JSN and me and Cody. You know what I mean? It's not like a
okay. Oh.
Sorry.
They got what's
my bad. Cooper Kupp. I forgot. Sorry. I just where Cooper Kupp is in his career right now as a wide receiver 2-ish. I just don't really. I don't know. And then not the best O-line we've seen. Again, new head coach, new quarterback.
They did at least draft O-line.
Sure, but again, these are rookies now.
Yeah,
I mean, you're making a point, Cody. You're right.
At least they made some.
Yeah, you're right, Cody. At least they're trying to buff up or focus on the O-line. I just don't see in this division. The defense is there. Mm-hmm. I just think the coaching, the scheme, and how new this offense is, and Sam Darnold being your quarterback. I don't believe. What is it? 9 wins? No.
8.5. Yeah, have to go over. Right.
Yeah, 9 wins for it. No, because again, you got to see the Rams twice. You have to see the 49ers twice. And honestly, I think people are downplaying these Cardinals this year. I think Kyler's going to have a fantastic season. So just in this division, I can't see the Seahawks with 9 wins because I have the 49ers at 10, and I have the Cardinals over 8.5. So somebody's going to have to go under, and I'll be very confident. I'll feel good to pick this team to go under the 8.5. So,
okay. Now, Cody, you said over, correct?
I did.
What gives you the confidence for that?
Mainly, I think the O-line is gonna get a little better with drafting guys. They got an O-line in the first round. I think that they're gonna kind of figure out the running game a little bit better with not having Geno as a scramble kind of QB too. You know, Geno does that kind of a little bit.
It was OC. They bring in Kubiak. Kubiak's run heavy. Yes.
Yeah, and then who they had as the pass heavy OC, just with Geno as a passer, it didn't even work out anyways. So I think they'll get what's his name, Charbonnet, right?
Yeah.
And I think they'll get him some more ends and get him more touches, and I think that running game's gonna become a little better. And their defense, man, I do believe in their defense as being really nice, and I think their defense can end up winning them a lot of games. When you look at their counterparts in the division, other than the Rams, right? None of the offenses blow you away. Yeah, some of the offense might be okay, but I think their defense is head and shoulders above what the other teams' offenses will be in their division. I think that will kind of carry them a little bit more than we're thinking in face value. And then Sam Darnold, of course, right, is the big question mark. But I think if Sam Darnold's even 70%, 80% what he did with Justin Jefferson, I think it'll be okay. I think they'll float along. I think they'll probably miss the playoffs. You know what I mean? But I think they'll pull out 8 wins. Ain't too bad. 8, 9 wins.
Real quick, Jalen, I think we both can agree and concede to if Sam Darnold, which I'm not agreeing with, and I'll tell you why. If Sam Darnold does play 75, 80% of Sam Darnold that he played in Minnesota, this offense will be fine. Right?
It'll be decent, yeah. I don't think it'll be great or nothing, but it'll be
fine. It won't.
Yeah.
You agree with that part? Just if that happens.
If he did, right? That's the big if.
Yeah, if. Yeah, I'll say
okay.
If that's a big if.
I think it's a big if, and I think it's unlikely just because of the situation now has changed. Obviously, it's changed, but it's changed dramatically. Wide receiver wise, it's changed. Go ahead, Jalen.
Yeah, but I say wide receiver, like you said, wide receiver wise has changed. O line wise, coaching.
O line wise changed.
Everything. Minnesota has been is looking like to be a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
we'll see where his confidence at though. Week 1, we're gonna see how Sam Darnold looks on the field, where his confidence as a passer. I think maybe he might have got a bit of confidence build up from that season.
I think I agree with that last part. I think he does have more confidence than he's had ever in another offseason. I completely agree, but I do not think that equates to anything just because Geno Smith, like you said, he's not really a scrambling quarterback, but we saw him scramble a lot. Why? Because the offensive line was not good, right? But he got out of a lot of sacks, and he's good at that. He made a lot of bad red zone mistakes, but that's a different story. Guess who's really not good at dealing with pressure? He's actually very bad at dealing with pressure.
That's fair.
It's going to be Sam Darnold, yes. When we talk about the left guard that they drafted, you could be right, Cody. I'm going to give you that. Let's say he plays at a top 20, top 22
I think he's going to be pretty good, actually.
Let's say he is. The center and the right guard absolutely did not change, and it does not look good. It does not look good at all. With Kubiak coming over, that's why I had so much high praise for New Orleans last year. Blew up in my face, but when the offensive line was healthy, they looked very good. With the zone kind of scheme, the outside runs with Kamara, opening the deep ball for Derek Carr and others, right? But when the offensive line, and it started in the interior, failed, it looked bad. Philly it looked bad, right? So the Seattle didn't even have to worry about an injury happening because their interior is already not good. So that's where I have caused a concern because I agree with you, Cody. One, the run game will be more utilized. Yes. I think the run game will be better than last year. Yes, but I think it will be limited because the interior offensive line is not good or deep. So, and Sam Darnold, scenario-wise, he's in a more tough spot than he was with Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell, a good offensive line, Justin Jefferson. Like Jalen said earlier, Jackson Smith-Njigba, which I agree with you. I think all of us can agree. He's got to be a good wide receiver. I think he's a fine wide receiver, but he benefited, and he has moved to the outside every now and again, but he benefited the most in the slot. He's not going to be the slot receiver anymore. That's going to be Cooper Kupp, and like Jalen said, he's going to be the number one target where the number one corner is going to be on you. I think he'll win some of those matchups, but it's just not going to be what I think a lot of people are predicting as far as just the jump up progression for JSN this year. Until they fix that interior offensive line, it's hard for me to see a high ceiling for this team. Defensively, yes, we all agree it's the best defense in the division, and that could carry them. So we'll see. Let's move to the division winner, the Los Angeles Rams, 10-7. I mean, last year they played well and they came back from struggles because they didn't start off great for the Los Angeles Rams. I think people forget that as well. It didn't start off great, but that shows resilience. That shows good merit as far as coaching staff, offensive leadership, defensive leadership, all of that, especially dealing with a young defense like that. I will say, and I'll give this to you, Joe, last year, I'm not here to poop on the Rams. I might actually pick them to win the division. You might just stick around. But I think people are just remembering how well they played the Eagles versus how they played the entire year. Sure, the Eagles smacked everybody in the mouth other than the Rams. I don't think that's something to, try to say, oh, well, the next year the Rams are going to be such and such. Offseason aside, during the year, the defense ranked bottom 20-something in almost every defensive category. The defense played well in the playoffs. They did. They didn't play well in the regular season. They're so inconsistent on the back end, especially. So I just want to put that out there because I think a lot of people are picking the Rams real easily without thinking about how they actually played last year. But Joe, when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams offseason, what you think the bright spots, the weak spots, how do you break down the Los Angeles Rams, especially for this upcoming year?
I'm looking at it more on their defensive side of the ball. Jared Verse, another year in. Kobe Turner, they picked up Puna Ford, Carlton Fisk. So that front is getting a lot better. And, Jared Verse can possibly be a dark horse defensive player of the year candidate, possibly. Looking at this franchise as a whole, how it's been a couple of years ago. I remember they were trading away a lot of their collateral or capital, or however you want to say it, for first round picks for like Odell Beckham, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller types. And now they kind of got away from that, and they were able to find guys later in the draft like a Puka Nacua, Kobe Turner. Unfortunately, Aaron Donald did retire, so everybody thought that everything was just going to fall out of the sky. I was one of those guys who were like, I don't know how this team's going to look. And, of course, they proved me wrong. They were able to win the division, what Jalen predicted, Genie Jalen. And I'm just looking at it as a whole because when you look at this team, they're built for right now and they are built for the future, because one of the wonderfulest jobs that they did this past offseason, they were able to frisk a first-round draft pick out of the Atlanta Falcons. Mm-hmm. So imagine if they're good as what we think they possibly can be next year, they can have, of course, a late first-round draft pick if they finish as high as we think. And if Atlanta is really bad, can you imagine them having like a top 10-ish pick as well? And then they can package that together and, draft a quarterback for the future while they still have Matthew Stafford. Can be something crazy. But the thing that's going to hinder them possibly is that offensive line. That left tackle, Alec, I forgot his last name on the top of my head.
Jackson?
He is the guy that if he's not healthy right now. If he doesn't play, we don't know how that offense is going to look. So it's going to be, that's the one thing that hinders on everywhere else. they look pretty solid. You know, that offensively, they picked up Devontae Adams. They replaced Cooper Kupp with Devontae Adams, Opuka Nakua. Cornerback safeties are not going to want to go one-on-one with him at all. They're physical. It's going to be crazy. And then you have Blake Corum and you have Kyler Williams out of the backfield. Everybody's going to be running away from them because they look for punishment, all four of those guys. So defensively, I would hate to be a defense going against the Rams on Sundays or Thursdays.
Well, that latter statement, agreed. Just dealing with the two receivers, that's going to really piss people off. Real quick, just to make sure I don't leave any comments out. Sam Darnold is in control of his future. He cannot afford to look bad before they bench him for Jalen Milroe. That is a hot take that I was going to say, but since you said it first, I'm going to agree with you. I 100% think that's going to happen sometime in this
that
year.
could very well happen, yeah.
Jalen Milroe comes out. He has 150 yards rushing. They're like, yep, this is the guy.
Yeah.
Right here. San Francisco will win the division. Rick Robles, thank you for being here, brother. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. You're on Facebook. Go to YouTube. Click the bell, please. Pretty please. Bright spot for the Rams, offensive weapons and defensive line. Agreed. Weak spot, Matthew Stafford's health. Possibly. There's rumors and rumblings coming out that Matthew Stafford's back is not great. Well, Matthew Stafford, he's 37, but he's like a 57 as far as body.
I don't know how he walks around half the time, but then like him getting knocked around the way he does, crazy.
He's been body rocked more times than we can count, and one of the toughest guys as far as in the NFL, especially as a quarterback. One thing I'll not disagree because you didn't really say it, but I'll be Debbie Downer for the Rams. Yes, their offensive line one is good. It's not as deep, and if Jackson's out, R.I.P. Matthew Stafford. He's dead. Okay, I'm just kidding. Not really dead. NFL dead. Injured. Offensive weapons, running backs, you're right, 100%. Wide receiver room got even better. You're right, 100%. Defensive line, adding Poona Ford, completely going to dismantle a lot of offensive lines. You're right. Couldn't agree more. Now, when we go past that front line, we go to linebackers. It's a very weak point, a very big weak spot. If you can name me any of these linebackers, Byron Young's supposed to be good. We haven't seen that.
That's the only one I know.
Nathan Landman, he's bounced around. He's okay. Linebacking core is not good. I'm not even going to say, normally I just say not great. It's not good at all. The front's going to have to do a great job stopping the run. Because, again, last year, they were not good on defense. People are thinking like the Rams, just because they're young and they have these up-and-comers, especially, I think very, very highly of the defensive end and Kobe Turner and et cetera, Jared Verse, all that. But defensively, they didn't play well last year. When we look at their secondary, I like their safeties as far as Quentin Lake, Cameron Curl. Their corner room, again, okay, Darius Williams, he had an off year last year, and he's only getting older. I don't see – I think young talent-wise, what's the guy that I like? Where is he?
Witherspoon or Durant?
Yeah, Kobe Durant, I think he can get even better and progress because I saw it last year. But, again, that's not going to help against certain teams with a alpha wide receiver or alpha tight end or any of that kind of stuff. I think that's going to put them in very, very bad predicaments where they're going to have to be in a shootout, which they could definitely win because they got Matthew Stafford, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua. So fair enough. But I think there is a lot of there's a bright future for the Rams, but there is a lot of holes. It's not like this team is just spruced up and just built to run over the division. I don't agree just because of what I just said. Now, when it comes to the over-under being 9.5, fellas, do we have over or under?
Over.
Everybody has over. I do too. So I can't be the odd man out. Let me ask you, Cody, first. What gives you the confidence as far as 10 wins or over?
I would say just when I was going through their schedule and I think in the division they're going to win majority of their division games. I don't know if they're going to win all of them. I think they are going to split a few of them, but I think majority of them they're going to win. And I just think they're the better team of the division. While they do have holes, but I feel like the most important parts, as long as Matthew Stafford's healthy, will be the best offense in the division.
Okay. Jalen, what you think, dude?
Honestly, I agree with Cody. So I get them over 9.5. I think if Matthew Stafford can stay healthy, right? That's what a lot of this comes down to. His health is like the weak spot, I guess. I will go on record and say this: going into the season, they have the best wide receiver duo. They have the genius of Sean McVay at coach,
right?
And they have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I know he's old.
Still right.
Still very effective though.
Still can play. Yes, correct.
So, I think offense alone, you can't go to this team like, oh well, I'll score them. No, you won't. Like you can't get into shootouts with this team.
Okay, right.
Like we're because I don't. If you try to play the Rams where you're going to try to get in a shootout, you're probably going to lose that 9 times out of 10. I'll be honest with you. This is what this offense is built for. With Kyron Williams, Higbee, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua. They want to get into shootouts. You have to slow this team down. I'm very confident. It's not a lot of teams that can do that though. How do you scheme around Sean McVay, Devontae Adams, and Puka Nacua, and then Matthew Stafford? And Kyron Williams.
It's gonna be rough.
How do you scheme around that? It's hard, bro. I think they're shooing for 10+ games. Like I don't even think
basically on their offense.
Right, and I get the offense, the defensive holes and everything.
Yeah, I get you though. I hear you.
But a lot of their division offense ain't good. Like the Seahawks, the offense is not good. Sam Darnold's a quarterback, so it can't.
I was going to say it sucks.
He sucks.
Funny enough. Well, we'll talk about it. I'll save that. But yeah, continue. I kind of cut you off right there, Joe.
No, I was just saying, like, even the division, the offenses they go against the division, the 49ers probably have the second best.
Like if we're breaking this down right now, offensively, would you say on paper this is a top 5 offense? Like all the weapons it has?
Hell yeah.
If Jackson plays, yes. If that left tackle's out, my entire thing is gone.
Yeah.
This is Matthew Stafford MVP season, man.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Was it you, I think, that had Stafford like really high on a quarterback list? And
yeah, I think he's number 4.
Right. And typically
4.
That'll be blasphemous, but especially for projecting, I think you're 100% right.
He's number 4 on my list for quarterbacks. So.
Okay, real quick comments. Brandon, matchup looks a lot different. Is Stafford and their starting left tackle is out? If their left tackle's out in the opener against Houston Texans, that might be Stafford's last game, fellas. Okay.
Yeah, because that Texas defense.
I will be there.
Yo,
so you're gonna be there after all?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. Oh, that's
you're gonna be yelling at Rams house or what?
I'm gonna be going crazy.
Jimmy G took first team reps today since Stafford is healing that bad back. He is overthrowing it and putting Puka in danger. They need a new quarterback too. Stafford is so old that Belichick's girlfriend thinks he's hot.
Ouch.
That's a good one, Brandon. That's pretty good. Clever.
We need to find out who the Brandon guy is.
Well, he's a Texans fan. That's what we do know. And he's a loyal People's Debate commenter. So, nonetheless, we appreciate you, Brandon. Rams win the division. 49ers go second. Seattle third. Cards fourth. Dang, Cards fourth? I think that's pretty hot. We'll talk about it because now we're getting into predictions, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's just start off with the team that we started all of this for. So hold on real quick. Wait and see. It's going to be very Purdy. Okay, I'm assuming my man Rick here is a 49er fan.
Yeah, he's one of my godfathers, man. He's a 49ers fan, so it wasn't a good fight.
There's beef here.
It wasn't a good sight whenever because we all went to Vegas together and we went to the Super Bowl parties, and like it was I didn't want the 49ers to win, but it was very demoralizing. Like whenever in the overtime, and Pat Mahomes comes back, you could hear like a pin drop in that room because it was a lot, like probably 90% 49ers fans in that room, wanting them to win, and then they win the game, and it was just crazy.
Let's.
Remember when the 49ers lost the Super Bowl?
It always reminds me of when I was at my friend's house and we were watching the game of the Des Bryant catch.
Oh, bro,
And
I remember he
all
was there.
Cowboys
He was there at my house whenever
fans.
that happened, and he was like going around cheering because
Yeah,
they're
dude,
like,
I jumped up and cheered, and my friend's pops looks at me like, "You better get the fuck out of my house."
I remember that, bro. I hopped up out of my we're on the couch, and like I literally thought he caught the ball, so I'm like screaming and going wild, like we're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
No.
And I
Those
was
No.
like, oh.
Those are the worst you
That
might ever
that
say
was
those
rude.
words.
And it made it worse that Des Bryant's lips are like all. I still remember to this day, his lips were like chapped to hell, and he's like, "What happened? What?" Like,
That's probably why. I said it's not a good look, dude. You didn't come ready. You're not Super Bowl ready.
He said, "I catched it."
All right. Let's get into first our San Francisco 49ers prediction on the record. Let me bring mine out. I might have I'm the only one that went over, so I'm assuming everybody knows where I might be going with this. I have the San Francisco 49ers. Where is it? There it is. Hold on, make sure I counted this right. This looks like more wins than I put. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
we have them finishing first in the NFC.
Nah. So I have the San Francisco 49ers finishing the 2025-2026 season at 11-6, over 10.5. Let's do seniority. Joe, Cody, Jalen.
Alrighty, so for the Sports Man's prediction for the San Francisco 49ers, I have them finishing 9-8.
Okay, and then for White T Cody's prediction of the 49ers, I have them improving to a 7-10.
Okay.
And me being the only one that's going to be correct about this, they will finish 10-7.
Well, I'm not too
10-7.
far off. Jeez. Well, Cody, Joe's not either. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's do this. Okay.
You know what? No, my bad. I switched. It was 10-7 for me. My bad. 10-7.
Well, nope. You put 9
Nope,
in.
nope.
Nah, I'm just
No,
kidding,
it's not.
dude.
No,
Okay.
you series taking
Nah.
mine.
All right.
No,
If they go 10, if they go 9-8, I don't want to hear a word.
I
from
scribbled because the game I went back and forth with was against the Giants because I was like, it might be cold already, but I was like, nah, I think they'll get out late in the game.
All right. Yeah, here you go. Jose, thank you for this. Cody, you are tripping, and I need to hear something. Imagine the Niners having the easiest schedule in NFL history and still failing to make the playoffs. I don't think you're being like I am.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure Carolina probably had the easiest schedule last year.
Right. So, like, easiest schedule doesn't make the point, but also being a 10.5 like win projected win total, that would be pretty nuts. So tell me, Cody, entertain me here, because now I totally disagree.
I'm just hit you with the Jalen. The 49ers suck.
Well, that's not an argument. That's a claim.
I like that though.
You like that, right? Thank you. I need support.
Okay, so 49ers suck because of last year? Is that where you're going? Yeah, you know where I'm going. So
I'm
like,
just
what makes
making my
them suck?
prediction off of what I've seen from their stars and not being able to stay healthy. And I don't think they're going to stay healthy all season. Christian McCaffrey is not going to stay healthy all season. As soon as they lose Christian McCaffrey, the team's going downfield, and it's just going to be like that.
So you're basing it off of injuries from last year, not historic.
No,
because Christian McCaffrey doesn't always get hurt. Trent Williams doesn't always get hurt.
He doesn't always get hurt, but that's my prediction that will happen this year, that they aren't going to stay healthy.
Okay. So you see where the bad argument is, because if we talk about any team, I could just say, well, these three guys I think are going to get hurt, so that's why. See how that's a bad
Yeah.
argument?
I mean, yeah, but
I
what's
don't
the
have my
injury
referee
that
shirt
Christian
on.
What's the injury that Christian McCaffrey's coming off of? I'm pretty sure, like when we were talking about Kirk Cousins, we're like, well, he's coming off of the tear. He's not going to be as good. So that's a common argument made, and I don't think that Christian McCaffrey is just going to come back and carry them to 11 plus wins. You know,
But
Christian McCaffrey, huh?
He's came back from worse injuries, and the following year had over 2,000 scrimmage yards. Worse
Right.
injury.
He did it. He did it. I'm not saying he. But
So why can't he do it now?
You think he's going to do it again?
He's done it multiple times. He's been hurt multiple times and then came back.
He's going to just keep doing that forever?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
historical. That's going off of history.
But Milton, you got to be realistic, bro.
Go ahead.
He's come back from injury and everything, but he's also getting older. And it's hard to come back as they get older. So he's not just going to keep bouncing back from ACL, Achilles pops, and just be a 2,000-yard back. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm not saying
their wide receiver room is terrible. I don't think Ayuk's any good, and then the other dude Jennings, this whole fiasco about him, he need to be the highest paid wide receiver, and
he never said that.
Come on, dude. Yeah, that shit is. You remember what happened last year? That whole fiasco was a distraction, and they play like trash, right? It's gonna be more.
That's not why they play like trash. That's false.
No, but I'm saying it's gonna be. It factors in though. It's gonna factor into the play on the field.
I like this take real quick. So Derrick Henry is old.
Yeah,
since Derrick Henry,
Derrick Henry.
What? They're what?
Christian McCaffrey's not Derrick Henry. They're two totally different built players. Two
right.
totally different body builds, all that.
Mm-hmm. And so we've seen running backs get injured, and just because the age, it's not like he's coming off of a Nick Chubb injury and he's about to turn 30. He got injured. They took him away from the game just because they're like, we're not going to make this worse. This is what it is. Like we're not going to just ruin your career. And that was in the early part of last year. He had all this time to heal, yet the reason why you have them winning 7 games is surely that C-Mac is going to get hurt.
That's not just C-Mac. I mean, you have your left tackle coming off injuries.
He rarely coming off the injury.
All these factors of key positions are all coming off the injury. I think that factors in. It's not just one player; it's multiple. Yeah.
So just remember this, because
plus
other teams,
their backup for McCaffrey that came in and did work. They're like, no, we don't need a backup. Christian McCaffrey's coming back. Send him away. Well, now you need a backup.
Let me ask you, Puka Nacua, do you think he's going to get hurt this year?
Probably.
That's okay.
No,
at least you're consistent. Okay, because that's where this all leads to. So everybody that gets hurt the previous year, that means they're going to get hurt the next year.
I'm saying the likelihood of all these positions all staying healthy again is making it greater. It's more than one position. It's not just one player on the team. It's a big multiple key factors on the team where that happens in multiple teams. The key pieces on the team get hurt the next year. They play 15, 16, 17 games. Well, I don't see what makes San Francisco different. I don't. That's what I'm failing to, because I get what you're saying, but I don't think you use that for any other team. It's just for San Francisco. And I don't understand that part.
If I be fair,
go ahead.
I could take the Brock Purdy sucks route too. So
that's already been debunked. Depends who you.
So Cody's point about the injury history of CMC, he's not completely wrong, because I'm looking at. So I have a probability just based off injury chart.
Mm-hmm.
So CMC has a 63.6% chance to have an injury projectile wise going into next season. Just to be fair.
But
so
it's not what?
How do you even make that?
Right, projection off of what? How?
I can send it to you on the group.
Yeah.
But look, it talks about, like, it literally goes over his history, everywhere he's been hurt and everything. Mm-hmm. Like it literally. So
is that him?
It looks like they're playing Operation.
Yeah. All in the right side. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
This is Christian McCaffrey.
It's kind of dope.
Injury guy. That is him. So yeah, these are all his injuries that he's had in his whole. So again, just like any projectile we can do for the NFL, projection of 1,200 receiving yards, this many touchdowns. They can do injury projection as well. His is high for the season. Just to be fair. So Cody's argument is not too far. Like,
What? Jalen, look up the possible games that he could have played for San Francisco and how many he has missed so far in his tenure.
let's look at what?
Look at how many games he could have played for San Francisco as a whole and how many he has missed.
Okay.
San Fran.
You just got to do.
You can look
You
at the
know.
games he played.
Yeah, games played. Yeah, that's it. So he's played 11, 17, 16, and 4.
Right, and the only reason why he played 11 is because he changed teams. So that was Carolina.
Yeah, but the 3 years before that, he played less than 7 all of them.
Because when did they start
Yeah,
switching?
6, 7, and 3.
games?
So.
How many years ago did that change?
We're not gonna act like every time he's been injured, he just bounces back. No, he sometimes had a streak. He had a streak of 3 years where he did absolutely nothing.
Well, 2 years. That's 2020 and 2021.
Yeah, and 2022. He only played 6 games. Oh no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
No, so that, like, yes, he had those 2 bad years that he was hurt, and then now he had this year where it wasn't as serious as an injury as it was then.
Yeah,
that's where I'm just confused.
Yeah, but
on,
even
like,
in 2022, he only had 600 yards.
But again, to my point, he's also
2022. He had over 1,000 yards.
I'm just saying I'm not saying he's old. He's just getting
731 is what it says on ESPN.
No, but that's for San Francisco. You got to factor in Carolina as well.
Yeah, it says Carolina 277, and then it says San Francisco 464, and then it has total right under it 741.
2022.
Yeah, you see it?
I don't. But
it says 277.
2022. It says he had 244 carries, 1139 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Let me look it up.
What is that? ESPN?
Yeah, it's ESPN.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm on the wrong thing.
All right, cool. Yeah. So no, yeah. I was gonna say there's no way. I trust this.
My shit was
for 2022. He had almost 1,200 yards. He had
I see it right
1,139. The year after that, he almost had 1,500
rushing.
Rushing.
Yeah, that's just rushing. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jalen. What are you saying? I get what you're saying on the projection on. Okay, well, this thing is saying because of his injury history, it's projecting this. What about let's go on Saquon's or let's go to Puka's. Let's go to some guys that's also had injuries.
I'm factoring in like 3 key positions on the offense that all. So say Trent Williams comes back and he's still taking some time to get back in his mode. You know what I mean?
He doesn't have injury history.
Well, I'm just saying he's a little slow to get back up, right? That's going to affect Christian McCaffrey and getting injured more too, things like that. So, I mean,
I think y'all are looking at it worst case scenario.
As perfect as you do.
No, I don't think it's going perfect, but I think y'all are looking at it worst case scenario. C-Mac's getting hurt, Trent's getting hurt, Fred Warner might get hurt. That's where I think y'all are looking at it.
I'm not saying that.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. So that's what it seems. One, you have 10 wins, so I'm definitely not about 7 wins. That's like worst case scenario. All these guys get hurt. Yeah, sure. I think you'll be right. I think you'll be 100% right. Golden, yeah. But I don't think worst case scenarios bound to happen again. That already happened last year.
One of them get hurt is enough for me to drop them from 10 wins to 7 wins.
Okay. All right.
If Trent Williams get injured, you don't think that drops him 3 wins in your book? Or
3 wins?
Christian McCaffrey gets injured, that drops him 3 wins?
I think Trent Williams is more maybe the 2-3 wins for sure. C-Mac, it could, but I think what's more detrimental to this offense is Trent. I'll say that. Hold on. Let me write down y'all's thing real quick. Sorry. 710.
So he's played in a total of 32 out of 48 games. I did all the math of him in the 49ers uniform.
49ers suck.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on then. Okay. That's the main one. Okay. So let's get on Arizona. The Arizona Cardinals. Let me go. My record prediction. I believe the Arizona Cardinals for 2025-2026 will finish 9-8.
Arizona.
Alrighty.
Like,
So the sports mailman's prediction for the Seattle Seahawks, or no, Arizona Cardinals, my bad.
yep.
Whoa, you almost do a left hook.
Yeah, that's fine. The Arizona Cardinals will be 8-9.
Okay.
Ooh.
YT Cody got the Arizona Cardinals 2025 record being 7-10.
Damn.
Whew, man.
Jalen, hit us. Yeah.
Man.
I love it.
4
You're going to say something dope.
4-13.
No,
All right.
he's going to say something better.
The Arizona Cardinals will finish with 12 wins this season.
Oh,
I knew he was going to do it. I knew he was going to do it, dude.
12 wins?
12
Holy
wins this
shit.
season.
Holy
is this your 40
shit.
your Rams take all over again?
Huh?
Is this your Rams Magna Carta once again?
Nah.
No.
He's probably got Rams beating that. So, okay.
But can we question Jalen this year?
Of course, please, yes. This is what
No,
this is
no,
for.
it was sarcasm. No, it was sarcasm. Yeah.
Oh no, definitely. Oh, I get it because I said,
Yeah,
might as well
yeah.
listen to him. Fair enough.
Right.
I did
Yeah.
say that. Well, you don't challenge Jalen. If you got a question, you save it. He was right last year. All right, let's see. Rick is going in on y'all's takes. Must be a Cowboy
He's
fan.
probably going in on me.
Yeah, he's talking about Cody.
He's a Texans
He's
fan.
actually a Texans fan. So almost there.
Almost there. Okay, Arizona. Let's talk about it. We got 9-8, 7-10, 8-9, 12-5. 12-5 is the biggest jump.
Coming in hot.
Jalen, you are assuming, correct me if don't let me misrepresent you. Kyler Murray has a career year.
Yes, for sure.
James Conner just does what he does. He doesn't even have to have a career year. He just does what he does.
He stays consistent.
Okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. has a bounce back year.
Breakout season.
Okay.
Yep.
And go ahead.
No, I was say over 1,500.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying a breakout season.
It's breakout for him.
Okay.
Over 1,100 is probably going to be breakout. So now my question to you is, what gives you the confidence that the defense, with the holes that are presented, defensive line got better. I think they will be able to stop the run much, much more efficient than they did last year. I think the pass rush will be better. To what extent, I don't know. Maybe you can enlighten me. The secondary, I do have question marks. You tell me what gives you the confidence in the Arizona Cardinals kind of just stampeding the 8.5 win total.
Again, I am a fan of coaching first.
Right.
And I know with Jonathan Gannon, I've seen firsthand what he can do. I actually see we've watched him go to his organization. Again, if you I know you say you watch Cardinals games, I have too. If you watch a good amount of their games, this team is never just getting destroyed. Right?
Not consistently, right?
No, bro, they're not.
Okay.
They've never been on the trajectory of winning a division yet. Because they've always, again, they go from this coordinator to this coach to this quarterback to this. Again, they have Kyler Murray is their guy, right? You hate him or you love him, but that's their guy. I think he is a good enough quarterback. I'm not going to say he's a great quarterback. He's a good enough quarterback to help first direct lead this team. Secondly, like I said, projection of a Marvin Harrison breakout season. I really think this is it. And, again, Trey McBride as well. I think the utilization of those two weapons and James Conner, again, if he just stays consistent and does what he does, gets us about 900,000 yards, they're fine, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you're talking about on the defensive side, again, how they did what they need to do. They got a pass rusher in there, a veteran pass rusher at that in Josh Sweat, coming off a Super Bowl run in the later back half of his career, his later years. I still think he's very effective, especially in a Jonathan Gannon system. We've already seen what he can do. Again, you still have some veterans over there that even like we were saying earlier, we have Buda Baker doing a lot. If you take away that, which I think they will do, they won't have him all over the field. He's more effective, and he will be more effective this year in the secondary than more so in the run stop defense. So if he's able to utilize that, this defense could be, I'm not going to say a top 10 like that, but it could be just way more efficient.
Yes, and consistent.
You get that. You clean up offensively the minute things you need to clean up. Defensively, if they get rolling, I don't see why this team can't can't get 12 wins. I really can't. I know everybody wants to play the same game, all like 7, 8. There's always, it's. I just never understand when we watch these teams stay consistent with coaching and they start putting shit together. Why don't we ever see the projectile jump? It's like I can see it sometimes, but most people just want to stay safe. Like you told me, stay safe. Oh, we'll just keep them here because if I say they're going to win double-digit games, then I don't know ball or what. That's not the way the NFL works. If you watch the NFL, you watch a team that's constantly in that 4 to like 7 to 8 wins. There's one year they just boom, they take off because everything just flows and it's there. I think this is the Cardinals' year for that.
Okay. Well, I want y'all to go at it because I'm actually in the safe point because I got 9-8, so I'm right there, and I don't think that 12-5 can't happen. It's just I don't think the secondary is deep enough for this to happen. Looking at their schedule, I think they're going to have to go up against some of these teams that Jonathan Gannon defenses. As far as the last couple years, I don't know if it'll stay the same. If you, like you said, you watch, there's a lot of chaos going on. Right. And that's sometimes a good thing, especially with some of these offenses. There's a lot of like Brian Flores style of chaos going on that defense. Now, with the players that they added, this can kind of bring all that together or just make the chaos even more efficient chaos. Let's say that. Yeah. But with 12 wins, I'm curious. Well, you kind of already. I get there's always a team to come from the ashes. They're not even from the ashes. They won 8 games. So, right. And like you said, I'm with coaching as well. That's why Robert Saleh going over to San Francisco, I think highly of. When certain play callers go certain places, I'm talking more about that than the players. But with Arizona, one, it's the same continuity, which could be a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But with the secondary play, when they go up against some of these teams, what do you think's the corner room is very young. Yeah. How do you think that? What do you think? What's the benefit and how they're going to win the 12 games? Well, let me just ask this instead of just honing in on a secondary. How are they going to win these 12 games? What's going to be the formula? Are they going to be a top 5 in rushing? Like a prediction, top 5 in rushing, and man, they're just going to be able to stop the run at a top 10 level. Like, what's the formula? Because 12 wins, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is. The first thing when it comes to the formula of them getting 12 wins is to stay, I would say, controlled. If they can stay controlled on the defensive side, right? I know you just mentioned young cornerbacks. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you, bro. Having young cornerbacks is really not an issue if you put them in the right system in the NFL. That's not really a point of worry for me for having young corners. You actually prefer younger corners than older corners and to some certain extent, especially the kind of defensive style that you run, right? Mm-hmm. If you can keep the defensive scheme simple and have it to where your corners, you're not asking them to do too much when it comes to play recognition. You just have them flow into a scheme to where they have to be in 1 or 2 spots maybe, and they can do that consistently. They'll be fine in the secondary. Because you have a leader in the back who can, as we can see, he can be all over the field. And he can read things at a different level that these young corners might not be able to. So you don't ask your young corners to do. Like, your safety back there got you. Okay. Now they're gonna have to mature and grow at a certain pace to get to
that should automatically happen during the
season. And with the experience that they'll get from being with Buda Baker. So I understand what you're saying about the weak point of there, but if they can stay consistent when it comes to this kind of a scheme, if they put them in the right scheme, your young corners to me aren't that's where one you can win there. 2, offensively, if Kyler Murray can just play state championship football,
stay healthy too.
Elaborate on that. State championship football.
If he can play a game where he allows the game just to come to him naturally,
right? Okay,
they will win. Because honestly, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, I'm not saying they're the same. They're not at all. They're just very hard to predict and to take down in the sense of they're very fast. They can get the ball out quick, and you just don't know on an RPO standpoint of who's getting the ball. And you have to respect both legs of Kyler Murray and James Conner. So if we can get to a point where Kyler Murray utilizes Marvin Harrison Jr. to a Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb type of standard, they will be A-okay. Because again, you still have what we haven't mentioned yet, Trey McBride there, who I think is probably one of the best tight ends in football. And Kyler knows that too.
Last year, the offense ran through the running game and the tight end.
Right. So you get Marvin Harrison going at a higher, an extreme rate, which I don't think he can't do because he has all the mechanism you want in a receiver. I don't think 12 wins is insane, bro.
Well, there's always a team every year in, year out that come out of nowhere. So that wouldn't be surprised at all if there's, because Minnesota, nobody expected that.
Exactly.
So every year there's always a team that kind of just comes out of nowhere. It was Denver. It was Minnesota last year, Washington. There's always 3-ish teams that come out of left field.
Commanders came out of nowhere last year. But my thing is, that's where in the NFL, when we come to predictions and everything, whenever we have a team that we have a prediction, I can see this team doing it because of these reasons. Of course, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's a prediction though.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of predictions. We're using logic to get to how you just laid all that out. You're not just saying, "Oh, well, Kyler runs the ball beautifully." Like you don't. That's that. Yes, I totally disagree with those kind of takes. But you logically put the pinpoints out there for how this team can get to these amount of wins. Yes, I agree, because also there was a comment, and I'll read the earlier ones. If Rick, that's what this is. We're not saying these teams have been better. We're not saying last year this team was better. We're not going off of the actual objective truths that are out there, because this is a prediction. There's a lot of what ifs because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We can use the past for as far as like abduction kind of arguments, but it's still a what if.
Like if Brock Purdy was good, they might have won a Super Bowl, right? Like,
that's crazy. Okay, I get he's a San Fran fan, but I've just been defending him for like 10 minutes. I felt that was attacking me at that point.
I'm sorry.
I got who you were attacking.
That was bad, Rick.
Milton's the president of the Brock Purdy fan club. Texas
Again,
edition.
I will defend him when I hear poop come out.
Because his boy Derek Carr's gone, so he's like, all right, Brock Purdy's my next guy.
Hey, you know what's funny is so far, I don't care what you guys said, and it's kind of early. I've been right about Brock Purdy. And remember, Joe, before Jalen and Cody were on the show, who else was I a big fan of? Baker freaking Mayfield. And
but
guess
you're not
who's
as big as lover as you are with Brock Purdy, though.
I don't have to defend Baker as much. Y'all don't go in on Baker. I don't have. Okay, all right. I only do it whenever I have to defend. I defend what needs to be defended. That's all. Real quick, hold on. Let's go to some comments. Agree about staying consistent as far as getting coached in the same system. He's referring to your Cardinals choice. It's crazy to critique the coaches and the way their team is performing within the first couple of years when they don't even have a chance to get their guys in the system.
It's tough the way the NFL is, though, because they don't give these coaches enough time to actually put in a system and stuff like that. Because some of them are fired within a year. Some of them are fired.
I think that's more franchise to franchise, because some franchises handle coaches the right way and give them time to build, and then some just fucking burn them. Like
That first part, the latter half was a shot. The first part, I agree with, because like you said, Jalen, continuity is good because of, like, if we look at even with the Kevin O'Connell Vikings take, it's like, well, once Brian Flores came in, that's when things started changing on the defense, because the defense didn't have the weapons, and boom, you still don't have the weapons, but you got the scheme, right? If we go to Washington, the coaching wasn't the same. It changed, which produced better results. If we look at Denver, yes, that stayed the same. Like Sean Payton came back, defense coordinator came back, but they had a plan, and now they got to pick the personnel. They got to pick the players for that plan. So I guess it really just depends on the organization, because sometimes what produces these huge fluctuations or changes in wins is change. It's not continuity. It just depends.
But
But I agree with your Arizona take though.
But I still think even you being a Patriots fan can understand what I mean if you have.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Wait.
the Chiefs fans right now can understand what I mean. But if you have the same,
I think that's the context though. It's a little different because Kansas City, they do have the same, and it helps. But they also have Pat Mahomes. The Patriots, we did have the same, and it helped. But we had right. So when you have the quarterback with the offensive coordinator, or not the offensive coordinator, but the defensive coordinator, like Spagnuolo stays there because he's not getting a head coaching job, then yes. But I think it's not just coaching, but I'm a big coaching guy. With those, it's
But
never
mind. That's a different division. Keep going, please.
All right. That's all I had. Real quick. Now that he is getting a chance to draft his guys to build a team he wants, the team is starting to look pretty good. Yeah, I believed in Gannon. I like Gannon, man. That's why, yes, I only have 9 wins, but that's just because some of the games I just couldn't say, yeah, Arizona probably gets this one. I just couldn't say it confidently, but I'm not opposed to them sneaking in the playoffs because you guys were watching. Yes, we watched the games last year. There's a lot of and to Jalen's point, we watched the games. Exactly. We saw Arizona in a lot of these games that nobody would have thought they would have been in. And then they lost to
That was
whatever.
a reply to Joe's San Francisco shot about losing the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what my godfather.
That's what he was saying.
But we were watching the Super Bowl.
Okay, Rick. Well, I disagree with you, dude. Get out of here. I'm just kidding. Respect. I'm just kidding. Respect. Okay. Well, anything y'all want to talk about real quick before we move on from the Cardinals?
No,
Cody, you let me know.
Water birds.
Okay.
I got about 10 minutes now.
Say it again, bro.
I got about 10 minutes. I got work in the morning.
Yeah, okay. I got 10 minutes too. So
all right. Well, let's hurry up and just knock this out then. Seattle Seahawks record prediction.
Oh my bad. I forgot you had to go first.
Out of turn.
It's all good.
I'm out 10 minutes.
Yeah, next time. You're right, Cody. Next time. I'm just kidding. Seattle Seahawks. This one was probably the hardest one for me. I'm not going to lie to you. But my record prediction for the Seattle Seahawks for the 2025-2026 season, finishing last, 7-10. That was kind of rough for me. Go ahead.
All righty. The Sports Mailman's Seattle Seahawks record prediction for this upcoming season will be the same as Milton's at 7-10.
All right, then YT Cody's Seattle Seahawks prediction for 25 season will go as 9-8.
All right, and I have the Seahawks going a whopping, and I mean
3
whopping 4 wins.
Well, I knew it was gonna be something like that. I knew it.
4 wins for the Seahawks. You get 4.
Is it because Sam Darnold sucks or what?
Well, that's the leading cause of this. But again, we can talk about the defense all day. We understand it's good. I understand it rolls, but we got to be realistic. Obviously, we watched last year. We watched a lot of good defenses with a lot of bad offenses, and that defense really can't carry you when you're on the field that much. You get tired, you get worn out.
Right.
That whole thing, but their defense can carry. That's a rarity. I gotta stop saying that.
That's completely rare as far as what they dysfunctional offense. I agree. Okay, y'all want to push back on anybody? Cody,
I could see. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish as bad as what Jalen
really.
Saying. But Arizona, I kind of have to see that because he has them at 12-5. So one of these teams has to be ass. So he can't have it like teams just in between.
Mm-hmm. Well, it doesn't mean they have to be booty cheeks, but yeah, okay.
Well,
the record he has Arizona, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Because you got to think about it. Arizona, if they have that many wins, the Rams, in my opinion, too, he's probably going to have them with at least 10-ish wins or more. So you got to think about that. Seattle's going to have to suffer.
Cody, I got to admit, I'm confused by your 9-8.
His logic's all over the place.
San Francisco and Arizona with better offenses, 7-10.
Defense wins
championships. Defense wins championships. All right. Let's go about it. Okay. Let us get into our Rams talk. Let's see. Get that rid of that. All right, Los Angeles Rams. Finished the last year winning the division at 10-7. I do think they got a bit better on offense, at least, and on defense, actually. I got the Los Angeles Rams finishing the 2025-2026 season at 11-6, tied with San Francisco 49ers.
So then who wins the division?
That's to be determined. Actually, while y'all are doing y'all's thing, I'll count. So it's
Alrighty. The sports mailman's Los Angeles Rams prediction for this upcoming season will be 14-3 and will be the first seed for the NFC this upcoming season.
Are you drunk, Joe?
yeah,
Oh,
that's crazy, dude. Okay, go ahead, guys. Jeez, now I don't have time to just dismantle this. Go ahead.
YT Cody, Rams prediction for NFL 25 season. I got the Rams going 11-6.
Appreciate it. Jalen.
All right. I have the Rams finishing the same as the 49ers, 10-7.
Okay. Now,
We have
well,
Arizona winning the division, I'm guessing.
oh wow.
They have to.
Well, hey man, he called it last time. It wasn't as crazy, but who cares? He called it last time. So actually, real quick, I want y'all to just for a minute or two to go in on Joe while I count up these divisional wins, so I could tell you who wins the division in my opinion.
All right. So,
Wait, you think they're going to lose to the Ravens, Chiefs, and who else? Who's your three losses that they're going to get?
So Detroit, Tampa, Baltimore.
Detroit, Tampa, and Baltimore.
They play the Eagles this year, don't they?
Yeah, but they're gonna win. It's early in the season.
Oh my gosh, dude! You know what? You disgust me with stuff like that because we watched last year. We played them in a regular
Who
season
played them the
and-
best in the playoff run last year?
and they lost.
They should have won.
But
They
see,
should.
that's
You know, the Cowboys should have won 30 Super Bowls too. You're
that's
like, what do
the
you mean
issue.
they should've?
So because
They
of one
lost.
playoff win instead of the rest of their season, which they weren't that good, they had the worst scoring. The points per game, they were the lowest points per game to make the playoffs. The defense wasn't good, but they had a good game against the champs.
But look at the upgrades on offense. You think that
One
offense is
upgrade. There's
So
one
because of
upgrade.
that-
Oh,
just because-
Jesus.
Whoa, Billy.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
So because in a snow game,
There's
in
one.
playoffs, that gives you confidence.
That was-
They're gonna
It's a
beat
freaking. Sorry. Jesus Christ.
a snow
off
game.
the rails now.
A snow game.
Let's-
Okay.
They play in
Joe,
California.
That means nothing. Okay. Joe, that's absolutely crazy. But I went to look at the divisional because that's how it's going to determine who's going to win the division. I have the San Francisco 49ers winning the division.
So we have what three? Who does Cody have winning the division?
The Rams.
Right. Oh, okay. So two out of the. So we have like three different division winners.
Three different division winners.
We all know the Seahawks ain't with it, so I like that.
I don't have
Wait,
the Rams having the best record in the whole NFL.
Yeah. And I hope that's the best record you got. If you have somebody winning 15 games, we'll see.
No, I don't.
The best records goes to the Rams
And the
just because of the
NFC.
offense. Just because of the
I'm like,
offense, dude.
We're just talking about how they're gonna be outscoring a bunch of people. Who's gonna
Yeah, that's
outscore them?
Jalen's take. Yeah, that's Jalen's take.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just thinking about that. They're gonna score at least 30 points in their
outscored
sleep.
10 teams. 10.
They outscored 10 teams. Yeah.
They're outscored 10 of them.
So, Jalen, before we leave, who do you have winning the division? Oh, duh. Arizona. Sorry.
So I say,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
and I have them going to playoffs because I know last year I said the Cowboys were gonna like come in third, and no, I said the Commanders would come in second, but somehow missed the playoffs. That was stupid of me to say that last year.
Yeah,
but I had
that.
the
I was
Cowboys
like,
going to the playoffs, but it was so stupid.
Yeah. Your first, when you first initially did the Washington take, you should have just left it. I think you started thinking a lot. But you nailed that.
But
You nailed that.
the Cardinals are going to win the division, and then they're going to go to the playoffs.
Okay, so, well, we're not there yet, but do you think the Rams and the Niners make the playoffs, or you think they both miss it? Or we have to kind of wait for the playoff prediction?
You got to kind of wait for the playoffs.
Okay, good. That's good. That's all right. All right. Well, that's good, guys. NFC West, we got a Cardinals winning the division. If you talk to Jalen, if you talk to me, I got the 49ers winning. If you talk to White T Cody or Sports Mailman Joe, they got the Rams winning. Who do you got winning? Who do you think's more blasphemous? Me or Jalen? I think it's going to be me or you. We'll find out who. Yeah, that's it. Next week, Sam Darnold. Yeah. Do you know what would be so funny? Seahawks win. So funny. Gosh, that'll be so funny.
If they win, they need to start building a statue of Sam Darnold in Seattle.
Sam
right
Darnold has a better year. Yeah, whatever.
Kyler Murray.
That would be insane.
Kyler Murray falls off a cliff.
If that's the case, somebody needs to give Zach Wilson a job and just go ahead and see if it was just the Jets.
It's just a good. Next week,
Next week, we're gonna put that all to bed.
Next week, for whoever cares, we are going to be going over, obviously, the AFC West. That should get fun because y'all heard me in the beginning. I don't know if you really listened, but I kind of gave you a sneak peek on who's not going to win the division. So make sure you're there, live and direct.
Raiders.
Okay. Love and respect to everybody. Fellas, thank y'all for joining, of course. This was fun. Next week, well, actually, sorry, not next week. Next week, we will not be live. I got something to do. Joe got something to do. But I plan on putting out a video or seeing whoever's available one of these days. We'll see what happens. But yes, next week, not next week, but the week after that, we'll go over AFC West.
Yeah, unfortunately, next Wednesday, the day
We gotta
before.
make sure we finish by season start, Milton.
Hey, I might have to add 2 divisions in one.
Yeah, we might have to do that or something.
Yeah, because you're right. You're right. That's how I planned it out. So that's
How,
true.
how many do we have left?
Yeah, well, it's
4
the
weeks?
North. It's the North, but then remember, before the season starts, we do our playoff predictions championship. I'll figure it out. I'll make it make sense over here. I'll let y'all know. But again, fellas, we got Joe, Sports Mailman, White T Cody, the name that has the guy that has many names, Jalen West. I am your host, Milton, and we'll see you next time.